Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you were looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, then you have come to the right place. We are opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, we can help break it down and make it as easy to understand as possible. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that suits your interests. Most of our series will have 8 spots, which represent the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, that means you have a 1 in 8 chance to win that item at an extremely discounted rate. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune into the next available live breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at noon, 3, or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you will see your name appear on the screen when your specific break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer and will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that evening's dice roll number. Once randomization is over, the list of names of people that bought into that live break will be matched up with a specific division. If the item that is pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations, you just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia. Want to guarantee yourself an item as opposed to testing your luck? Some of the series that you see on the live break page can be purchased under the mystery box tab of our website. Those boxes could either be shipped directly to your door or open live on the air before being sent to you. While you are there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Points Club. This exclusive club earns you points toward specific discounts, signed items, or exclusive events each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. The moment you have been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome in to the first Saturday of the new year here in the Ultimate Autographs live back room. I'm back with my left-hand man in this situation on the ones and twos. As always, my guy Chinmay to the left of me. Rob Hill back in the host seat with you guys for a morning edition to get your weekend started off on the right foot here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Thank you guys so much for turning on that Keurig. Frying up some eggs on the skillet and starting your Saturday morning with us. I don't know if that's how you started off your Saturday morning, dude, but I'm very happy to be back with you for another year of UA breaking.
It's been a great. You started what in September of 25?
Last week of August. So
okay, so
more or less,
yeah, essentially. So glad to have you with us through the new year and hopefully for many more years to come.
Made it, man.
Made it to 2026. We all made it to 2026, and happy to be here. Happy to start off the new year on Saturday, and we've already got some breaks ready to go.
Yeah.
So that's you can do your rundown or whatever and get the logistics squared away. But yeah, folks are ready to get it going in 2026 on a Saturday, and we are here to oblige.
Yeah, most definitely. And before we get into that, as Chinmay just alluded to, we are all wound up and ready to let loose in the jerseys and the minis, guys. Just as a quick discrepancy here for you guys for what we got available for you today. The aforementioned jerseys and minis are available, of course, on the UA Live break page for you guys. I'm just going to drop that live link for you here. In case you happen to browse on Ultimate Autographs this morning, I see 10 of you out there joining Chinmay and myself right away. We still have that quarterback room that is still up to go. 2 headliners, 4 boxes in total left to go. The diamonds are going to be following that. But as of right now, we do have a new series that is up and ready to go. Chinmay, you quite literally can't miss it because that's the name of the series. So big bold letters, can't miss. That is going to be our autographed authentic helmet mystery box. Very excited to get into that. But we can't get into anything, not even our 2 pre-fills, without deciding what we're going to be rolling out today out of the dice. So I'll be honest with you, dude. I got tired of asking you towards the end of the new year because I always know what number you're going to ask. It's a new year. Are you sticking with the same number for the dice roll?
I'm going to go with 9.
Okay, new year, new dice roll number. Okay.
New dice roll number. I might revert back to 8 depending on how this click goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say this will definitely be your year, dude. If this ends up being a 9, but yeah, I'll end up going with 12 today. I'll go with 12. I woke up energized, ready to go, and year of Chinmay. Year of Chinmay. Here we go.
Confirmed.
This is going. Yeah, that's the stamp of approval right there. When all 3 of your shows are done today, make sure to go out, buy yourself a nice lotto ticket. And it's already loaded in as well for the dice number as well. So there's something spooky going on in here. Speaking of things that are already loaded in, something that I want to be able to do for you guys, obviously, because this is our weekend exclusive series. 14 boxes, 10 headliners. This is going to be absolutely no surprise if you tune in with Chinmay and myself or any of our lovely weekend hosts and producers that the Weekend Warrior is going to be making itself back onto the break page, guys. So let's get ourselves started and squared away with that. But first, we are going to need 1 box number for handoff jerseys number 16. And we are getting down to the nitty-gritty on that as we have just 2 headliners left, but 10 total boxes. So that will definitely go at some point today for handoff jersey number 16. I know you and I were talking a little bit before we got things started off this morning, but it's the first time that I am talking to you in the year 2026 here on air. So 4 days into it, everything going well, starting off well?
Everything's going well. The New Year's Eve party was a little sketchy at times, but outside of that, everything was great. And been getting the New Year started off well. Saw the third Now You See Me movie last night.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Very good. Very good. Was not as good as the first 2, but that's to be expected. And I'm glad they're continuing the series. I kind of like the format of it. I'm a fan of the format.
Yeah, no. So my girlfriend and I, we saw the first 2 together. We actually watched them back to back. Do they still have Eisenberg, Harrelson, Dave Franco?
The band is back together.
Yeah, the band is back together. Now, do they have Isla Fisher?
She's back in this one.
Oh, she's back in. Okay, nice. Very, very cool. So I'm a big Eisenberg and Harrelson guy, obviously, for their time in Zombieland. Okay. That's what really made that iconic. But we got Dan Wheels going with the wheel. So no pun intended there. That is quite literally his request. Dan actually has 2 spots in this upcoming jersey break. So Dan, more than obliged to do that for you, my friend. And we got some of our great regulars tuning in. Jamil saying, Chinmay.
Yeah, happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody.
And my guy Fuglin saying Rob or Rube with about 6 O's in the middle there. What's going on, Fuglin? Hopefully you and Feth had a very enjoyable New Year's with one another, bringing in the new year and hopefully bringing in a playoff berth once again for your Pittsburgh Steelers. So that will be determined by the end of the weekend. What's going on, Chris? By the way, our box is going to be 17 here. Chinmay, let's see if we got that bad boy. We do not. Oh, yeah, we do. I lied. So, funny thing is that on this ticker, the dash in the middle actually means that we do have the numbers. So, I always forget that. Thank you. So, 17's off the board. We're down to 9 boxes after this. Chris said, I want a Palomalu autograph helmet in here a while ago. $650 helmet, guys. I bought 2 spots. They got some fire products. Well, I appreciate the kind endorsement there, Chris. Also,
appreciate the free marketing.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mike Martis usually has to jump through a ton of hoops, our wonderful chief marketing director here to put out the good word. But sounds like Chris might be trying to lobby for a little internship here at UA. But seriously, Chris, appreciate the kind words, dude. And again, feel free to, if you got any questions about maybe you're looking for another possible Steeler and any breaks that we have going on or anything else, Chris, if you're curious as to see what we got right now in the room, feel free to let Chinmay and I know. Only makes sense. We had a wheel call for this, and we're going to start off with Daniel Wheels in the NFC North and his spot in the AFC South. Tanner Mowers in the NFC South. Walter McCauley, longtime regular here at UA. Good to see you, Walter. In the NFC East, and we got 2 newbies here in the chat. Seth Taylor and Kimberly Gonzalez, both acquiring the West spots in each conference in the NFC and the AFC. Seth and Kimberly, question goes out to you both. Who are you looking to target in this series? Was it the Ray Lewis? Was it the Jim Kelly? Favorite player, favorite teams? Who did you guys have your eye on? Nicholas Franzaglia? Nicholas, let me know if I'm pronouncing that right, my friend. And then we got Tanya. Welcome back, Tanya, in the AFC East. So again, 20% chance landing a headliner. However, we know how good the hidden gems can be in this jersey series. And this is a guy that we get quite a bit, actually, Chinmay. Starting off on a very good note here in the UA Live break room this morning. I believe this guy actually won a Super Bowl with your franchise back in 1994, but that's not where we're going to be going to start the day. We're going to stay in the same conference. We're going to take a trip down south. We're going to go with Andre Rison. Andre Rison with the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
Very nice JSA Sir card right there. And
he did win a Super Bowl.
And
with
the reason
my
why I
guys.
know that is because I pulled an Andre Rison Packers yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a part of our Super Bowl mixer with the Packers. So that was a dead giveaway with that one. So Andre Rison's going to be going to Tanner Mowers. He said close. Oh, Nick said close enough. Sorry about that, brother. Yeah, feel free to let me know phonetically how that's going down there, my guy. Have absolutely no problem. Look, I have a long-standing broadcasting background. If you hear me talk very often, you might be like, there's no way this guy actually has a broadcasting background. But I try to take pride in phonetically getting everybody's name right that plays in here. What's going on, Ted? I said, how's it going, Rob? What's left in the can't miss helmets? A lot. There are a lot going on in the can't miss helmets there, Ted. We actually have 19, count them, 19 on the total headliners that we got available. It is basically untouched. There's only one box that's been broken in that series that dropped in the UA After Dark show very early on this AM. So after we do this upcoming minis break that we got going on here, which, by the way, shout out to Tanner for getting us started with the great Andre Rison hit this morning. Then we'll be able to dive into things a little bit more, and I'll be able to go through all those headliners with you, Ted. But I will tell you, if you go on the break page, we have every single headliner available except for one. Let me just confirm by looking here at the break page and see who that is. Who that one person, I believe Chidmay, I think it was Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen on the Slate Authentic is the only helmet that's actually been pulled from the headliner. So I'll show you this right now there for you, Ted. So this is what it looks like, guys. This is the Can't Miss Authentics. Every photoed headliner is available, not named Josh Allen, on the Slate Authentic. So very nice way to get ourselves started, and on my way to arguably my favorite series, man. There's something about the minis. I don't know if it's because I'm a short king, but I really, really do like getting into these mini series here. So, yeah, man, my New Year's has gotten off to a fabulous start so far. Glad you enjoyed Now You See Me 3, going back on that point. I was telling you a little bit before the show that was able to enjoy Stranger Things in the season finale. I did not have one of the actors surprisingly appear in theaters like a lot of them have been doing throughout the country. I did not get that treatment, but I thought if anybody has been watching Stranger Things or have been following the show over the last 10 years, curious to get your thoughts. Obviously, there was a lot of disgruntled diehard fans leading up to the finale because of the kind of some of how the episodes played out leading up to it prior, but I was a huge fan of the finale, in all honesty. I thought that they actually wrapped the show up really well. I don't think you don't watch the show, do you? I was gonna say, I think you and I would have talked. I know Dom. Don't ask Dom Pellegrini the next time you see him. Dom. I've
been told many times I should watch the show and that I would like it.
Oh, you definitely.
So
do. Yeah.
I may need to get on that. That might be something to start 2026 with.
Yeah. No, it's a and you know what? If you say that you started Stranger Things in 2026, I don't think anybody's gonna bat an eye at you because I'm not one of the people that was basically waiting 10 years for this series to conclude. I started 6 months ago watching the show. So but even with me, I got hooked on it pretty quickly. Yeah. And even for myself, I did this 2 month, because I had like a 2 month hiatus from about Halloween to when I got caught up until they started releasing stuff around Thanksgiving. And I was like, dude, it's like, I don't even want to wait this long. So I'm going to ask for two numbers for you guys here in this upcoming mini break for what we got. Little sneak preview of what we're going to have in this division break. So two numbers for mini numero dos. Dakota, you dropped that in about 10 milliseconds too quick, my man. Dan dropped it in right after you, so it's actually going to be 7 and 9, my friend. Appreciate the participation there, Dakota. I know you were trying to time that, my guy, but the first valid numbers we're going to have is right after that gets dropped in the chat. So it's going to be 7 and 9 for Mr. Wheels. So for the minis, looks like that is available. Thank you. So 8s, and then 10 through 30, still available. I'm used to watching the delay on YouTube. Yeah, I was, that's actually, that's called what we like to call a veteran move here at UA, because you will eventually start to realize like what Dakota just did. Once you go on Twitch is about as up to date as you can get on the live stream. So, but that's why I think one of the great things about breaking with this here at Ultimate Autographs is the fact that you're actually able to go back live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. And things like that. And again, I'm not exactly Chinman. I'm not poo-pooing any other break rooms that do things on TikTok. But if you miss something like, if you got something going on, you put the phone down for a second, you got to take a quick potty break, you come back, you could have missed a break.
Right.
You can't go back. You can obviously chime in the chat and ask what happened, but you can rewind it and watch your break happen, So, kind of like what's about to go on now. A couple comments in the chat. Ted said, as a Pats fan, I'm okay with Josh being gone. Now, too bad that I can't relate to real life in the AFC East, but it's okay. You guys have Josh Jr. and Drake May, so I think you guys are going to be just fine. But I think it's funny that, of course, that's my guy. So the funny thing with Ted is that there are certain people that stand out to me in this room. I love everyone equally. They do call me the mayor of fair here, but Ted in his first break, dude. He's, again, a big-time Pats fan. Yeah. He won a Rob Gronkowski authentic on a New England Patriots. So I definitely remember my guy, Ted. Foog said that was the first box that got open. It was a great way to start in that series. My bonus daughter loves that show. Were you gifted a bonus daughter at some point? Was that I don't remember that being a part. Did you win a bonus daughter here at UA? Was that a series I was not aware of? Bradley said the finale was really good. Morning, Rob, who was left in that QB room. What's going on, MP? Good to see you, Mr. Polis. My resident Portillo's brethren out there. Good to see you, my guy. We only got 2 guys left in that series in terms of headliners. We got Jared Goff on his Speedflex and Donovan McNabb in the secondary headliners. 4 boxes left. We get that out the door. Diamonds come in replace of it. Without spoiling, do you believe, Rob? You know what's so funny is that I'm so glad I can actually, because there are so many references in TV shows and movies that I get sometimes from the guys on staff where I'm like, sadly I don't pick up on it. But Bradley, I do. I think that there's a lot of going on. What I'm assuming you're talking about Mike. Yes, I do believe with Mike at the end. Stepdaughter. Yes, I had a feeling that's what Fuglin meant by that. So we're gonna get to boxes 7 and 9 before we end up getting our rundown for what we got here. Again, guys, keep in mind, Weekend Warrior is the chase wheel spin for everybody today.
Yep.
So make sure to check that out while this break is going on. Robert Lilly in the NFC North and the AFC West having those bookend break spots. Dakota Burgess in the NFC South and East. Jason Baldwin, new guy in the NFC West. Welcome in, Jason. Favorite team, favorite player. Feel free to let Chinmay and I know. Rafael Rodriguez in the AFC North. And Daniel Wheels doubling him up after that in the AFC South and the AFC East. Well, we are definitely going to be heading ourselves into the Eastern Hemisphere of the NFL. Not the country, but the division. Because you certainly can't say that this city is located in the Eastern Hemisphere, but this guy certainly made his imprint and is a huge reason why this is considered America's team. The Playmaker coming out on a photoed headliner here in the mini-series. We have the 3-time Super Bowl champion in Michael Irvin, also known as the guy who likes to put BTA to a certain college football team for what his Miami Hurricanes did this past weekend. One of the most iconic figures in the NFL, even post-playing career. You certainly can't miss out on his personality, but on the field, Chinmay, he made an even bigger impact, as I mentioned, 3 Super Bowl titles with the Dallas Cowboys.
Absolutely. No, you said it. The Playmaker perfectly sums up who Michael Irvin is. And he's been getting a lot of pub lately. He was on the halftime show on Netflix for the Cowboys Commanders game. Obviously, his Miami Hurricanes are making a run in the college football playoff. And I saw something today that was basically saying like Michael Irvin is like this year's Sister Jean of
that's a wild
of the playoff. Which again, couldn't think of 2 completely different people in terms of personality. But Michael Irvin is like Miami's lucky mascot. They're winning games.
Yeah.
They're winning games, and he's enjoying it.
And a former University of Miami Hurricane alum still headlines that the Jersey series in Ray Lewis as well for the Jersey series, which we just came out of doing. But yeah, it seems like he's been making a cameo everywhere you look. Michael Irvin has been there. For those that watched that Joshua and Paul fight 2 weeks ago, him and Brandon Marshall made a very interesting, let's put it that way, guest appearance on screen. Now this is a guy, here's a guy, going into my Chris Collinsworth here, that I've actually seen as a secondary headliner of late, Chinmay, but I've never actually pulled him here in the UA Live break room. So this guy spent his entire career in the AFC. A wide receiver who had nearly 1,000 career receptions and over 12,000 yards. And he's making his way as a secondary headliner here today. We're going to be taking a trip down south to the AFC South. It's Derek Mason, the two-time Pro Bowler, one of the top targets on that Music City Miracle team for the Tennessee Titans back in the day. Hopefully Daniel Wheels was a big fan of that team. He better be now, as he's now going to add a beautiful Derek Mason mini to his personal collection. Very, very nice win there for my guy in Daniel Wheels. But yeah, Derek Mason had a long NFL career, Chinmay. I marvel in guys who can be a wide receiver and take hits up to the age of 37.
No, he was phenomenal. And he had obviously a great tenure with the late, great Steve McNair. With the Titans. And then also, I believe was with McNair on the Ravens, too. So I want to say he was teammates with Steve McNair twice.
So he was actually, even though despite obviously the Music City Miracle, and we unfortunately know what happened in Tennessee in that Super Bowl. But the thing is, he actually got traded away. He started off this 2011 campaign, which was the last full year of his career, with the Baltimore Ravens. And then right at the beginning of training camp, got moved to the Jets and then eventually the Texans the year that, of course, obviously the Joe Flacco Super Bowl run that the Ravens eventually went on that year in the Harbaugh Bowl. So last year of his career, fortunately, was just a few months away from going out on top. But yeah, can you take a guess how many years of Derek Mason's career he had over 1,000 receiving yards?
What is it, 16-year career, 15-year career?
15-year career.
15-year career. I'm gonna say 11.
He had 8 years.
Wow.
Eight seasons of 1,000 or more receiving yards for Derek Mason.
I thought it was going to be a lot more than that, but you did say almost 12,000 yards, so that wouldn't make sense.
Very extremely underrated, very, very productive career. Again, it feels like one of those guys where, and again, like you said, he had a great rapport with the late great Steve McNair, but I feel like in a market like Tennessee, I kind of hold him in. Now, I'm not saying talent-wise, but I'd say him and Andre Johnson in the same breath. Guys that I feel like with better quarterback play, and Steve McNair was very good, but with more consistent and better quarterback play, I feel like Derek Mason would have had that much better of a career. With better quarterback play. Now, how many wide receivers could you say that for in NFL history? Probably quite a few. But man, Mason was a burner in his day. I remember one of the first Madden wide receivers that I ever used back in the day as well. So very, very nice. 2 headliners to get our morning started off. If you guys are just tuning in here in the UA Live break room, just hopped on air. Already got 3 boxes broken into off to a blistering hot start this morning. And Chinmay, something tells me that we're going to be seeing a lot of action in that brand new series that was dropped in the wee hours this morning in the UA Lab. And that is our authentic series that we got going on. This is a 35-box series. It actually almost takes up an entire table that we have here in studio because there's just so many boxes to end up putting on one of the tables in here. So we wanted to spoil you guys with a lot of opportunities, which is why there are so many great headliners as well. $101 price point, Chinmay, on that single, $202 on the double, and then $404 on the quad because, that's how doubling up works.
And right now, when you got a full series, this is when you go for that double and that quad.
100%.
This is when you have the opportunity to really get into the headliners and double up and even potentially even quad up. We'll see if there's a quad available. I actually don't believe there is, but there's definitely some double ups.
Well, let's talk about it and let's try to combine our brain power and figure this out here. So I'm going to go through what we got available here for you guys, give a little background on everybody, kind of set the scene for everyone, and then you and I are basically going to cross-reference here the divisions to see how many we can figure out between the photoed and secondary headliners. Again, 19 total headliners, 34 total boxes left available. Every photoed headliner not named Josh Allen is available in this series as a photoed or secondary headliner. Dan the Man Marino on a Lunar Authentic. When you close your eyes and you try to envision a dolphin, I don't see myself on the beaches of Mexico. I don't see myself looking out over the Pacific Ocean. I see Dan Marino dropping back in the pocket, throwing for 50-plus touchdowns, leading the Miami Dolphins to their only, I believe, their only Super Bowl appearance in franchise history as a sophomore in the NFL for Dan the Man Marino. The first quarterback to throw for 5,000 yards in the NFL. Imagine just transporting Dan Marino into 2025, 2026. He would easily be one of the top quarterbacks in the game, a guy that really transcended the NFL for his time.
Now they made a Super Bowl. They made a Super Bowl before Marino.
Did they?
Yeah, because they had the undefeated team, right?
Oh, in 70.
Yeah. So. So they've definitely made. I want to say they made multiple Super Bowls under Shula, but.
Don Shula.
That was their last appearance in the Super Bowl was with Marino.
With Marino. Yeah. No, good call. Yeah, because nobody has. Nobody's had that perfect season.
Right.
Obviously, the 07 the Pats were the closest to doing that as of late. Not even. My God, we're even coming up to almost 20 years on that team, which is hard to believe. So, Emmitt Smith, talk about a long time. This guy is known for his tenure. He is the tenured GOAT in the NFL, the NFL's all-time leading rusher, former Arizona Cardinal great. I say that with complete seriousness, absolutely no sarcasm in that. The great Emmitt Smith, I should say. Awesome running back for the Dallas Cowboys. We just pulled out a Michael Irvin mini. Let's see if we could Beetlejuice ourselves another Dallas Cowboy as a headliner. You want to talk about a guy who you could argue to be the best possession receiver currently in the National Football League, the best one-on-one, down the field, tough catch maker. This guy seems to be a human highlight reel week in and week out, and Puka Nacua. If the LA Rams want to have another potential opportunity to come out of the NFC, I think Matthew Stafford in his MVP campaign, they're going to have to rely heavily on Puka Nacua in the passing game. Devontae Adams has been that red zone beast this season, but if you want to have a guy that's going to get you down the field, in between the numbers, it's been Puka Nacua this season.
For sure. And Puka Nacua actually, I unfortunately not on the right end of this, but Puka Nacua was the highest rostered percentage player among fantasy championship teams on ESPN.
Wow.
So if you had Puka Nacua, there's a good chance that you're either winning the championship game or playing in the championship game. I played in the championship game, did not win, but Puka has been was the highest rostered player in the ESPN championships.
You know what's funny is that that wouldn't have even been on my first couple of guesses, just solely for the fact that a lot of the people that I know that have won in their leagues, Chinmay, a lot of them have actually been because of guys like Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Guys that a lot of people either slept on, like Jonathan Taylor, or like they were worried about the injury bug.
And Taylor and McCaffrey are also highly rostered players. It's not like those guys weren't up there. Jonathan Taylor in this can't miss section, by the way, as a secondary headliner, which tells you how good this series is. Guys like Jonathan Taylor, Ray Lewis, Troy Polamalu, Ashton Genty, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, players who are photoed headliners in pretty much every other series that we ever do.
Yeah.
Are secondary guys in this series, which tells you how good this series is in the can't miss.
You know what it tells me? It tells me a lot. It tells me how loaded this series is. And, I really do like the Authentics. Oh, what's going on, Mr. Zafford? Good morning to you, my man. He said, hey, guys, who's left in the QB room? Great question, Eric. We have two headliners left, one being photo, that Jared Goff speed flex, and then we have a Donovan McNabb secondary headliner. 50% chance, Eric, of landing one of those two great quarterbacks, one from years past, one from years present. And here's the other technicality with that as well. That quarterback room goes out the door. The Diamonds step right in place of that as well.
I believe that only the quad is up in
Correct.
the QB room.
Correct.
We're only doing that quad because it's already been bought into. It's half the quad has already been bought into.
Well, just because it's Saturday morning doesn't mean you could skip leg day. You guys got to go work on those quads, get some quick reps in on those quads, and then you get rewarded with some diamonds. Sounds like a nice deal to me. Let's talk about a really nice deal. The Buffalo Bills, they had a really nice deal going on in the early to mid 90s with this wonderful trio of Jim Kelly, Andre Reed, and Thurman Thomas. Andre Reed, talk about a 1,000-yard man. A guy who actually reached that double-digit plateau of 1,000-yard seasons in his career, almost exclusively coinciding with the greatness of Jim Kelly, who helped lead the Buffalo Bills to 4 AFC championship wins for the Buffalo Bills. That's unfortunately where the prosperity stopped for the Bills franchise. But Thurman Thomas, a former MVP running back in his own regard, you got 3 signatures for the price of one, $101. Hell, if you get in this quad, like Chinmay said, we have 34 boxes, 19 headliners, guys. Even if you end up landing this one particular lid, you're getting 3 signatures for the price of one. Each and every one of those guys being a Hall of Famer, that is probably, I would say, one of the most valuable authentics we have in this series.
And you get to double up potentially with Dan Marino, which is not bad. The Josh Allen is already gone, but Dan Marino, you could do Bills and Dolphins, Jim Kelly, Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas, but then you also get the Dan Marino if you're in that division, and that helmet also comes out. So there's a double up right there with Marino, Kelly, Reed, Thomas as our first as we track this thing. That's one that immediately sticks out.
I think I dated a girl named Kelly Reed Thomas back in the day.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. My first love on the blacktop back in elementary school. Kelly, where are you at? I'm just totally kidding. If Jasmine hears that, I'm gonna get an earful after the show. We got a beautiful Calvin Johnson Rave authentic.
Yeah.
I love that Detroit Lions blue, man. That is so sweet.
Honolulu blue.
Honolulu blue. Yeah, I was gonna say sky blue, Honolulu blue. I love the Honolulu blue because that's really rolls nicely off the tongue for Lions signatures whenever they have that. We see that a lot on a lot of prominent Lions players. And look, in terms of longevity, you could argue that there is, I would probably say, a very, very short list of longevity of Lions players that are better than Calvin Johnson, despite his peak in longevity not being all that long. But I would say in our millennium, in this century, there has not been a more popular Detroit Lions player than Calvin Johnson in Megatron. He was a guy that was so widely beloved, such a freak of nature. We just talked about Puka Nacua being a headliner just a couple spots over in this top row, being the best possession catch receiver arguably in the NFL. There was no argument during his peak, especially during his historic breaking season where he broke the single season yards record.
And that's
the best
probably
that
record is probably going to stand now.
Yeah,
because of some of the play of the Rams and the Seahawks over the last few weeks. JSN and Puka both in contention for a hot minute, and they've slowed down a little bit. We'll see if JSN can put together a monster performance tonight. The Seahawks and 49ers playing for that number 1 seed
should be
in the
able to.
NFC.
Yeah.
Should be a phenomenal game. But looks like Calvin's record for the single season receiving yards is going to stand. It was close for a minute. Looked like he was going to be in danger, but he should survive at least one more season.
Well, if it's anything like that Bears and Niners Sunday Night Football game, this past week, I think we should be in for a very entertaining shootout between Darnold, Purdy, and company later on today. But let me ask you this, since we're on the topic. If you had to give me one wide receiver in the near future to break Calvin Johnson's single season receiving yards record, who would you put your money on?
I think the key for Puka Nacua, the key would be, is he able to stay healthy the whole season? Right? He's missed. There's been so last year he missed a lot of time. This year he's missed one game. But his physical style of play just naturally lends him to being more prone to being hurt. So that's the sort of tough case against Puka Nacua. If he stays healthy for a full season, though, I think he's the best case to do it. JSN obviously has a great shot at it as well. But yeah, I think, I would go Puka Nacua, not just because I have a deep affiliation to Puka as a fantasy football manager of his. But yeah, no, I do think he's in the best position to do so. One sneaky guy I would say to watch out for is Rashee Rice, just because of the quarterback that he plays with.
That's a great dark horse pick.
I think he's in contention again. Can the guys stay healthy, and can they stay out of trouble? That's sort of the big wild card here. Is like if these guys can stay healthy and out of trouble, then they have a shot. But that would be my dark horse pick would be Rashee Rice.
In those mean streets of Kansas City, especially with possibly Travis Kelce's career coming to an end, possibly at the end of this season. I think that's a good dark horse pick. I automatically would think of, and you guys feel free to let me know, obviously, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch family in the chat. We're talking about the photo headliners here in this Can't Miss Authentic series. Who do you think has the best chance of breaking Calvin Johnson's single-season wide receiving record in the NFL over the next few seasons? I think of the best rapport between quarterback and wide receiver, and the first combination that comes to my mind is Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
I think Chase, being the reigning Triple Crown winner from this past year, I think that he certainly has a chance to eclipse and have a 2,000-yard season for himself. Now, of course, I know the first thing that's going to happen is be like, well, Rob, they have an extra week that they play with. Regardless, I think that's completely unfair because my counter to that would be, using a different sport, you never hear that argument when Barry Bonds broke Roger Maris's single-season home run record. When Mark McGwire did it before Barry Bonds did that. You never heard the counter when Maris played a 154-game season compared to McGwire having a 162-game schedule in baseball, right? So that was an argument that over time people really didn't use as a factor because the accomplishment and feat was so historic that, you kind of go by the wayside on that.
So we're 5 seasons into the expanded NFL season. This was the 5th one, and no one's touched it still. So it's still standing the test of time.
100%.
Again, Jamar and Joe Burrow. Can Joe Burrow stay healthy for a full season to give Jamar that opportunity? That's again something that
can Cincinnati's offensive line protect him for a full season? He's been asking that. Which, by the way, his comments the last couple of weeks have been very ominous.
Very interesting.
I think, look, Joe is look, whenever you do that, especially in the media, and he's been around, he's not a rookie. The guy is you can almost call Joe Burrow now a seasoned veteran, which is hard to believe, but he is at this point in his career. Very accomplished so far in his career. It's almost like he's definitely, there are some, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's all I'm going to say in Cincinnati. So, what's going on, Mr. Sayers? Did you do the last W squad this morning?
I believe he's talking about the quad.
The last quad in the other QB room, sir.
Because no, Ronnie is in that quad. But I will say that we did just get one more spot bought into in that quad. So we're now 3 to go in that quad.
I'll go back into those authentics in just a second. Just want to pull this up for our guy Ronnie Sayer. Final box in this series, guys.
Final break. Last 4 boxes.
Last 4 boxes indeed. Quad box break, $500 value for you guys. Diamonds are waiting in the wings. This will most definitely go. 4 spots to go. Jared Goff, the photoed headliner on the Speed Flex. Donovan McNabb, the secondary headliner for you guys. He said, thanks, just woke up. Well, good morning to you. Good morning to you, Mr. Sayer. And Ronnie, being out on the West Coast. So, again.
Real big morning.
Now, this is what I always like to say to everybody that, joins us here there's 22 of you lovely people on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You guys are the first people at the breakfast table. Dive in and get your break spots in now before a lot of people literally start to wake up and get their day started.
Right.
And check in here on the break page. 4 spots to go on the quad, 6 spots to go on the double. 1 spot to go in that single, the first single, or excuse me, the second single that we got coming up in this Can't Miss Autograph Authentic Helmet series. So I'm going to quickly go through the rest of the headliners as I almost go through puberty for a second time there. Holy crap, that was unexpected. So I'll go through the rest of these helmets quickly, and then we'll try to cross-match and see what quad-ups and double-ups and triple-ups we can see here. Saquon Barkley on a beautiful Super Bowl champion design lid there. The reigning Super Bowl champion running back. Got paid handsomely in Philadelphia. Really reestablished the value of the running back position in the NFL. He almost had a historic season, came within 100 yards of Eric Dickerson's historic 1984 campaign with the St. Louis Rams / LA Rams back in the day. How about Rob Gronkowski on a beautiful lunar authentic with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a 2020 Super Bowl champion with those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The last MVP to win a running back to win an MVP in the NFL is this guy right here, AD all day, Adrian Peterson. So all we keep talking about is historic campaigns.
Yeah.
This guy had a 2,000 rushing yard campaign in 2012, had over 20 combined touchdowns through the air and on the ground for the Minnesota Vikings. Here's a guy, I'm going to keep going with my Collinsworth reference here, that when you and I have kids, you and I have grandkids, you're going to be like, we were alive to watch Adrian Peterson play football. He was one of those guys that you were lucky enough that you had to be able to see with your own eyes to really appreciate what you were watching in the moment. A guy that I think you can make a modern-day comparison for him now is the guy next to him in the series, and the Texas Longhorn great hookem in Bijan Robinson. Too bad that his greatness cannot hook together more victories down in the ATL in his first couple of seasons with the Falcons. He certainly has carried his weight. The former one of the former top overall selections a couple of years ago. I would argue pound for pound, he is the best overall running back in the game of football. Him and Christian McCaffrey probably have my vote when they're fully healthy in Bijan Robinson. Myles Garrett on a lunar as well for the Cleveland Browns. I believe he is still, bless you, he is still half a sack away from tying or becoming the single season.
I think it's whole sack. I think it's a full sack.
Is it a full sack? It's either a half or a full. I think
it's full.
Is it a full sack?
Yeah.
So that's with T.J. Watt and Michael Strahan both tied for that single season record.
Will Joe Burrow take a dive?
Well, yeah, we would pull a Favre out of himself. Yeah. For once, his offensive line can't put it on them in that situation. A guy that had a great offensive line that actually helped him to 2 Super Bowl titles against Brett Favre, ironically, in the late 90s. I'm sorry to mention that. Hate to do that to you.
Well, only one was against Favre.
That is correct. Only one was against Favre. And John Elway on a nice STS authentic. Speaking of Michael Strahan, here he is. It's funny how we have so many transitions that lead one thing into another here at UA. The Lawrence Taylor and Michael Strahan co-sign authentic. We have a tri-sign, now we have a co-sign. The 2 best defensive players in New York Football Giants history on one lid for $101, $202, or $404 value, guys. 19 headliners, 34 total boxes. This is the time to get in these quad ups and these authentics. How about the Sheriff? Speaking of NFL records that might never be broken, in my opinion, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5. Kind of 5 regular season MVPs, all on one hand for the Sheriff, the forehead himself, in Peyton Manning. And how about primetime? Might not be the primetime show, but it damn well is a primetime winner in the NFC East for Deion Sanders, arguably one of the best athletes in pro football history. Secondary headliners are all available. Chinmay alluded to them when we were talking about introducing this series, and my goodness, one of the most, bless you, one of the most loaded secondary headliners that I can remember us having, dude.
Yeah, these are all these guys are normally photoed headliners in any other series.
Jonathan Taylor, Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Sun God, Ray Lewis, Ashton Genty, and Troy Polamalu. We had our guy Chris not too long ago said that he got a $650 value for an authentic on a Troy Polamalu. Chris, the secondary headliner for just $101. Hell, even if you ended up getting that in the quad box for a $404 and that's the only lid that you get, guess what? You're still making money back on your investment, even on a quad box buy-in.
I do want to say, while we got some time here in between the breaks.
Go crazy, yeah.
George Alexandronopoulos has bought a jersey personal. So if George is in the chat, let us know, and we can definitely open up that jersey personal on the air here.
I would love nothing more to do that, but before we can do that, I got to get to my guy, my fellow Robert. See, when anybody that shares the same government-affiliated name with me, you are going to get slight priority. Good morning to you, Mr. Pratt. The Weekend Warrior that we got going on.
It is available.
It is available. We got 5 spots left in the single, $42 value. And Robert, absolutely great value that we got going on here. It's also the Weekend Warrior. The Weekend Warrior. It's also the Chase Wheelspin, I should say. Again, $42 value, 10 headliners, 14 total boxes are left. Start off your morning with some juice with O.J. Simpson, the former MVP running back for the Buffalo Bills. Talk about all-around great athletes, and oh my goodness, they put him on a Chicago White Sox jersey. They got Bo Jackson, baby, a part of the Good Guys Wear Black, the 1993 Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because initially I was like, he played for the Raiders too, so it could be a Raiders, but it looks like a baseball jersey.
So with Bo, actually, he actually hit the first home run in New Comiskey Park, also known as U.S. Cellular, in 1993, and he actually had a game-winning sacrifice fly to clinch the then AL Western Division for the Chicago White Sox back in 1993. I might be the only sad bastard that actually remembers that happening, but, you know, that's how the cookie crumbles on that. We also have a triplet for $42, not a child, but a actual jersey of Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. We just saw him come out on a mini, so you can get 3 Hall of Famers for the price of $42 on a jersey. We have the legendary coach in Bobby Knight on the General. Awesome, awesome stuff for his legendary nickname for Bobby Knight, one of the greatest coaches in basketball history. Now, you want to talk about triplet signatures? How about a 13-time signed 1999, Dallas Stars sweater? If Joshua Bateman is joining with us this morning, he will always be adamant about saying no goal for the Dallas Stars back in 1999. Very, very cool jersey there. Jackson Smith-Njigba, talked about him not too long ago. The top wide receiver in the NFL this season in terms of receiving yards. My go-to hit that I'm looking for in this series, dude, come on now. Larry Bird, the Hick from French Lick, Larry Joe Bird in his warm-up jacket. Yeah. Now, it's not game-worn, just to put that out there, but it is a Larry Bird autographed warm-up jacket. Very famous for when his All-Star Game appearance that he had during the three-point contest. Yeah. Very famous story. He went into the opposing team's locker room in the warm-up jacket and said, which one of you effers are coming in second tonight? Then he goes out in the warm-up jacket and absolutely wipes the floor. He actually won 3 three-point shooting contests, put himself on the map as really the original three-point shooting GOAT in the game of basketball. And speaking of GOATs, Chinmay, who I believe is the greatest offensive center of all time, please rest up. Please get well. He's going to be on the shelf for probably the next month to 2 months in Nikola Jokic for the Denver Nuggets. Secondary headliners, Alonzo Mourning, former top overall pick of the Charlotte Hornets. It's either going to be on a Hornet or a Miami Heat jersey. Yeah. And then, come on, the Worm? We got the Worm on a Saturday morning. In my opinion, the greatest pound-for-pound rebounder in NBA history in Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, the original sort of do-it-all defensive player who could just go crazy on the court and had a hand in helping Michael Jordan become the player that we know as the GOAT, Michael Jordan. He does not happen without Dennis Rodman and those bad boy Pistons. Speaking of, you talked about Michael Irvin on the mini. We have another mini break coming up, so we should get to that as I see that. And this time Dakota gets in there with the numbers.
Man, did he ever? Look at a millisecond after. I mean, that's honestly record-breaking time. I mean, that's literally like, whoo. That is a gold medal Olympic track speed level quick from Dakota there. So 9 times around we go. Hopefully it pays off for you, my guy. 10 and 27. Chinmay's got the boxes. Thank you, my man. Appreciate that. You know, speaking of Dennis Rodman, I know you and I are Chicago Bulls fans by trade. And obviously, with the Chicago Bulls in the Last Dance, one of my favorite all-time sports documentaries, the episode that was specifically featured on Dennis Rodman and the Worm, he made it very, very known that in his episode, he says, did the Chicago Bulls win another 3 championships? Does Michael Jordan win another 3? Does Scottie Pippen win another 3? Does Phil Jackson win another 3 without me? He said, hell no, I don't think so. And that cannot be any more true. Looking for that Welker. Yeah, looking for that.
Wes is still available.
Yeah, photo headliner Wes Welker. How many Wes Welkers have you seen in your time?
Not many.
Yeah.
Not many.
First one that I've actually seen as a photoed headliner, as a matter of fact. So I'm very excited for that. See what we got going on here, guys. Just updating this ticker for you. But yeah, fun fact about Dennis Rodman. He is actually the only player in NBA history at his size to have 18 or more rebounds for an entire season. He actually led the league in rebounding with 18.7 rebounds a game with the Detroit Pistons back in the day. So crazy stuff. Boxes 10 and 27. Let's see how this one shakes down. Second mini break of the morning. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Getting close to about an hour in, guys. As much as I love the minis and the jerseys, we got a lot of loaded lids for you, specifically all those authentics. You can't miss them. You guys are chipping away in the quad, the double, and the single, so keep chipping away at that as we get ready to go into this break. Karen Reagan. Good morning, Karen. In the NFC North and the NFC West, sandwiched in between is Dakota and Jenny Clark. Good morning to you, Jenny. Dakota's got 4 spots. So as he mentioned, he was chasing that Wes Welker. Look where he happens to land. He's in that AFC East for one of those 4 spots, alongside the NFC South, AFC North, and AFC West. And then Michael Polis is in that Dakota Burgess sandwich right in the middle in the AFC North. Box number 10, we had 2 headliners go earlier, and Derek Mason and Michael Irvin. Well, we have a third straight here in this series. So I talked about Wes Welker, Chinmay, being a first for me, at least that I have seen. I have not necessarily had it pulled yet, but this is actually another first. This guy actually won a Super Bowl for the first time last season. He had 2.5 sacks last year, and was actually a rotational edge piece for the Philadelphia Eagles last season. But this year, he started 7 games. He's forced 2 fumbles and has had 4 sacks for a team that's playing later on today. In the San Francisco 49ers, it's Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff on the San Francisco 49ers mini. Huff coming out of the University of Memphis, a former Super Bowl champion, as I mentioned. And looking at his draft here, I believe it looks like he went undrafted for Bryce Huff. So very, very cool there. Awesome win in the NFC West. That's going to be for Karen Reagan. Very, very nice.
Yeah, undrafted. Started off with the New York Jets, actually, in his career, undrafted. And now on the 49ers and having a bigger role in San Francisco because of the injury to Nick Bosa.
Yeah, Nick Bosa, and they also lost
Fred Warner.
Fred Warner, the top 2 guys, but their top rookie first round pick
Mykal Williams.
Mykal Williams as well, which was also a massive loss because he looked like, I think, obviously Abdul Carter, I don't think had the year that many people expected him to have in the impact. I think Mykal Williams was the NFC Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year front runner with the way that he looked for the first couple of weeks of his career. Divas Connie, good morning to you. Said, good morning, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Blessings today. Appreciate it there, Connie. Thank you very much. If you have any questions at all about anything going on here in the break room, feel free to let Chinmay and I know. So Bryce Huff being a hidden gem.
And that can't miss single will also be good to go here.
First one that you and I will see today. Box number 27 for the mini. And we're going to take another trip into the hidden gems category. Now, this guy, a little bit more familiar with this player. This is somebody that you guys likely should know. Goes with the first name Isaiah. The number 2 tight end, but arguably, and I argue this because I'm extremely high on his talent, Chinmay, the best pass-catching tight end in Baltimore. Isaiah Likely in the AFC North hit. Very, very nice for Dakota Burgess. Awesome hit there for my guy Dakota. Very, very nice. He ended up having the box call, box 27, and it worked out in his favor.
Yeah.
So I was actually very surprised, Chinmay, to see that the number 1 tight end in that offense and Mark Andrews get a 3-year contract extension. Obviously, no diss thrown Mark Andrews' way. Extremely talented, multiple-time Pro Bowler. But
yeah,
I thought that they would lean more into the youth of Isaiah Likely, and we saw him, especially in some playoff games in recent years, have some big-time moments for Baltimore.
He's looking for a little bit of revenge this weekend against the Steelers in that Sunday Night Football matchup. It was his sort of touchdown, no touchdown grab that cost the Ravens in that first game, and he's definitely looking for some payback here this weekend as the Ravens and Steelers on Sunday Night Football go for that division title and playoff spot. That's the only way they're going to get in the playoffs. They're both out of the wild card race, so it's postseason or bust on Sunday Night Football for those guys.
That's what football's all about, right? Sunday Night Football, looking for a division title on the line between those two teams.
Against your heated rival.
Against your heated rival. Doesn't get much better than that. Harbaugh versus Tomlin. Two guys potentially coaching with their jobs on the line. Stakes could not be higher to close out Week 18. So what you're telling me is Isaiah Likely first touchdown. Is the play. Now, I'll tell you that has got some juicy value to it right there. I also know for $101 that these Canvas Authentics have even juicier value to them. So I'm going to ask for one number, guys, in this upcoming break for this. It's going to be for the second single box break we have. Again, 19 total headliners. Very rarely do you have headliners that are this high in total. Now, keep in mind, this is out of 35.
Yeah.
That we have going on here. My guy Josh Coates wasting no time with number 24. Good morning to you, Josh. Gonna go 9 times around. You're gonna have to do a little bit of extra digging over there. Whoever won that Titans mini earlier or the 49ers mini helmet is interested in trading for the Ravens when I'd be open for a trade. I won the same one earlier in the week. So Dakota putting that out there. See how this ended up breaking down here. Thank you, my man. Box number 24. Going to take that off the ticker. Here for the Can't Miss series. This is going to be 25 through 35. I can see what we got going on here. We got Faith Coats. We got a little hubby and wife action here. Sister, daughter. What's the situation going on over there? Hopefully, it could bring some new juju going on there in the Coates household this morning in the NFC North. Oh, the doc is in the NFC South. Good morning to you. Did you know that doctors do house calls on weekends?
They do.
They do. They do indeed do that, especially here at UA. Keith Paquette. Keith, man, you were on a heater yesterday. First time I saw you playing in the break room. He ended up closing, I know, with a Josh Allen Authentic, a Des Bryant jersey, and then he won a Chase wheel spin in 3 straight.
Very cool.
So, my wife is getting one for her first time. Well, fingers crossed to you, dude, in the NFC North. So you got some good ones in the headliners for the NFC North. That Adrian Peterson, the Calvin Johnson. Amon-Ra. Doesn't get much better than that. Tom Kaz, longtime regular out in the NFC West. Douglas Skolberg, good to see you again, Dougie, in the AFC North. Keith with his second spot in the AFC South. Brian Lee, first-time player. Brian, who did you have your eye on? Favorite team, favorite player. And Tanya, rounding things out in that AFC West. So, you alluded to it just a moment ago, dude. So I got to ask you. Sunday Night Football. All the marbles on the line. Who you leaning? Baltimore or Pittsburgh?
It's such a tough game because you have Lamar coming back. He's got full practices under his belt. Harbaugh, Tomlin. It's so tough to lean. I think the Metcalf suspension has thrown throwing Pittsburgh
point.
for a loop.
Yeah.
And they just don't have other weapons that Rodgers trusts a lot. I know they got Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, Calvin Austin.
Big dog Adam Thielen?
Yeah, they have some other guys. I just don't, yeah.
The ageless wonder?
I think Lamar's got one more good performance in him at least.
I'd like to see one good performance out of Lamar.
lean the Ravens. But it's always one of those games where, one or two plays here and there changes the outcome substantially. So
yeah,
I'm just hoping for a really good game, and I'll actually be here during most of it. So should be an interesting discussion.
Yeah, no, that'll be so you'll be on with what, Steven?
I'll be on. No, it looks like it's gonna be me and Alex.
Oh, Sunday night?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my main 2 weekend guys teaming up with one another. I love to see that. So you're not on with Alex usually, right?
No, haven't.
So,
I've not been on with him. So yeah.
So usually, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes Alex and we end up butting heads. We actually like to consider ourselves rivals sometimes. I would even go as far as to say, Chinmay, that he is like, I don't know, the Optimus Prime to my Megatron. Look at this. First timer luck, the wifey is good luck for you there. You put some faith in your wife, Josh, and she comes through. Faith Coates, big time win in the NFC North. Calvin Johnson with a beautiful rave authentic. And speaking of Alex Needling, he's salivating over this. He's probably getting Charlotte and Ronnie ready for their Saturday mornings, taking care of the girls. But my God, what an awesome hit. Josh and Faith both. Josh, if you want to just let Faith ride the hot hand, you know how UA works, dude.
Yeah,
it's like the casino table.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah, you got to keep it rolling, man. Keep her on the craps table. Let her keep throwing those dice. That is awesome, man.
Ooh.
Calvin Johnson. He was one of the most talked about players that we had in this series. One of the best big time hits. Again, $101 buy-in, one spot. Just because I always like to do the evaluation for this, I'm gonna look this up really quick. So, for me, Chinmay, I don't think there's anybody else I probably would have rather targeted in this series than Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, no, he's definitely among the sort of top hits in this series, and not only got the sort of aura that was with Calvin Johnson, the helmet itself is phenomenal as well on that rave authentic. So definitely one of the top hits in this series. And Josh Coates is saying she won him the signed Larry Bird basketball yesterday.
Ooh.
So he's letting things ride here.
So again, this is just a decent point of comparison. What's going on, Mitchy Poo? He said, "What's going on, man? Has Jim Kelly been pulled in the jersey break yet?" No, he is not. We have done one jersey so far today. We have 9 boxes left, 2 headliners. That and Ray Lewis are still good to go for you, my man. And Josh said she won me the Larry Bird basketball yesterday, too. Larry Bird basketball and Calvin Johnson. That is a hell of a start to your weekend. So, Sports Collectibles, very reputable website. This is just the basis of comparison. I would go on Fanatics. I also like to use eBay because they have their own certification service. This has a Beckett cert right here. This is just a standard authentic Chinmay for Calvin Johnson. It's going for around $1,300 to $1,400. But got that for 101.
Yeah.
Just awesome stuff there for Faith and Josh. So I'm gonna write that one up. And what are we looking to break into next, Chinmay? What's the room looking like?
Well, we got some action in the jerseys. Got some action in the Weekend Warrior as well. The Weekend Warrior is probably the closest to closing. That's 3 to go. The QB Room Quad is also 3 to go, by the way. So QB Room Quad and Weekend Warrior are the 2 series closest to closing. Weekend Warrior price point obviously substantially lower because it is a jersey break. But the Weekend Warrior probably has the best headliner ratio too. 10 headliners still left in 14 boxes. And that's a weekend exclusive series. So if it's still here Sunday night and not closed out, it'll be shut down for the week and roll into next weekend. So I would go with I think the Weekend Warriors where we need to go because we also want to get that wheel spin. We also want to get that Chase wheel spin.
Yeah, a lot of things on the line there. A lot of great points, dude. Weekend exclusive series, as Chinmay just alluded to. And again, guys, $42 value. A great mix of different types of jerseys, different sports, obviously, all across the board. If you obviously you guys need to play in here for yourselves, right? This is why we're all here. But if you want to make your weekend morning host happy, go after that Bo Jackson with the White Sox, man. I have this weird rapport with Chinmay where it seems like every Saturday morning or afternoon show that we do, we end up either pulling an item from his favorite team or my favorite team, whether it's I only pull White Sox stuff with you. It's actually really weird. And then
so
obviously,
Bo's coming out.
Yeah, so Bo, I'm telling you right now, I will call my shot like Ruth. I'm telling you, if we do a Weekend Warrior, which I know we will do, Bo Jackson is going to be that guy. O.J. Simpson, the Dallas triplets of Aikman, Smith, and Michael Irvin, a part of those Dallas Cowboys triplets. Bobby Knight, the General. Beautiful signed jersey there from Bobby Knight. The 13 players signed championship sweater as a part of the Dallas Stars right there. Brett Hull, Mike Modano, 2 of those signatures. 10 plus other signatures as well. We've had Brett Hull sign in studio here at UA a few months ago. Really nice stuff for our guy in Brett Hull. He actually signed that in studio as a part of that sweater. Jackson Smith and Njigba for the Seattle Seahawks, Larry Bird warm-up jacket, and Nikola Jokic as a part of those photoed headliners. Zoe and Alonzo Mourning, and the Worm, Dennis Rodman. Man, you and me being Chicago sports guys, you and I would be salivating to play in this for Jackson, for Rodman. A lot of great Chicago ties in here in the series. And as Chinmay mentioned, guys, you're obviously playing for headliners because you want to obviously put your money where you know that there is a potential for some of these names.
Yeah.
It doesn't get much better than a 10 and 14 chance.
Sure.
So that's one of the most important things to note. Speaking of important things to note, 4 spots to go in this QB room. Now, you guys have done a great job of making some movement going on here this morning, but I want to help you guys push the envelope just a little bit more. So, again, I can understand on the surface a $500 price.
I thought it's 3 to go.
I have it as 4 on the break page. So,
let me see.
Let's see what we got with that. So we'll get that updated to see. I would love for it.
You're right. 4 to go. I'll double check exactly what's going on.
Yeah, no worries, dude. I was gonna say I'd love for it to be 4. Hold on a second. Now I don't know where did you go? Sorry, guys. Just 1 second. Oh, there you go. Went behind me. Huh. This thing got pulled down over here. I was like, where the hell did this thing go? Come over here. You guys can see it on the screen here, but I gotta pull this down into my point of view, but...
It is 4 to go. You're right.
It is 4 to go. Good to know.
It's the can't miss quad that is also 4 to go. So can't miss quad is 4 to go. The QB room is also 4 to go. Weekend Warrior 3 to go. Those are the series closest to closing.
So as you see with this, guys, with this quarterback room, again, final box break in the series is that quad. As Chinmay mentioned, 4 to go in this one. So what I'm going to do for you guys to push that envelope, because again, I know the $500 price point can seem a little bit daunting, but again, you land that Jared Goff speed flex, you land the Donovan McNabb secondary headliner, you are already making a big time return on your investment. But I want to be able to help you guys. So with that being said, feeling a little generous today. This is going to have...
It is the first Saturday of 2026.
I want to give back to start the new year, and you guys deserve the best breakers and break cats in the business. I'm going to add a separate Chase wheel spin for you guys that will last for the remainder of the show. If you see that officially on the Chase wheel spin, that means it is officially official. The quarterback room quad box. So that's not going to be combined with the Weekend Warrior if we happen to have that. That is its own separate entity in that Chase wheel
And by
spin.
the way, the quad box means that it's a 4-time entry.
Yep.
So we'll put that list in. So it'll be 8 names, but it'll be those 8 names 4 different times. So it'll be 32 total names in that wheel spin.
Absolutely. We got 5 spots left to go in that jersey. I know that Mitch was just asking about that just a moment ago.
Yeah, Jim Kelly.
Yep,
Still available.
Jim Kelly
also still in the can't miss.
Both of those guys side by side. Both headliners, 9 total boxes left to go. But I would say that the jerseys, more than just about any other series, will leave you very surprised with the amount of hidden gems that we can see. I reference this with Chinmay all the time. I remember months back, one of our first shows together, we had a Johnny Manziel, Texas A&M, that to this day I still cannot believe was actually a hidden gem in the jerseys. But it just goes to show you the level of prowess that of the players that can be pulled here at UA. We like to say this all the time, that there is a zero scrub policy that happens here at Ultimate Autographs. So 2 headliners, 9 boxes left there. I'm going to go through the rest of the series for you guys again. If that quarterback room does close for that quad box, the diamonds, we will drop that immediately.
Yeah.
They are in the room. They are ready for you guys. That is going to be a 30-box series like your standard diamonds. And keep in mind, speed flexes and authentics. All speed flexes, all diamonds are better in that. All authentics are better in that diamond series. And I'll even let you guys know right now, looking at some of the speed flexes, some of the best players to ever play the game are in that series. Chinmay, that are going to be in that diamond series. I'll even give you guys some names, which is something I typically don't do. I want to get that diamond series in here so bad. Justin Jefferson and J.J. McCarthy on a co-signed speed flex. LaDainian Tomlinson, Joe Namath, Jamar Chase, and James Cook. All speed flexes that are in that diamond series, guys, that are waiting for each and every one of you. I'm probably like, well, Rob, you're just trying to trick me. I don't see a graphic. You're just going to have to take my word for it. You're going to have to take my word for it, guys. I've never been called Honest Rob before, but that starts today. That starts right now. Can't say that about the minis, though. You guys have been absolutely wonderful so far on the minis today. Got a lot of great photoed headliners still going on in this mini break, including Warren Sapp, the QB killer, top 5 all-time in sacks. A guy who is just a massive, massive human being. Now, again, most linemen are, but Warren Sapp was just flat out intimidating for opposing quarterbacks and offensive lines to try to prepare for. I went on this really funny run yesterday, dude, where I pulled 5 different players from that 0-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers championship team. It was Brad Johnson, Mike Allstott. I had a Warren Sapp jersey that I pulled. Derek Brooks and Rondé Barber were all pulled yesterday. It was this very odd run, so I'd like to keep that going here for one of my favorite defenses ever. Wes Welker. I can understand why Dakota Burgess wants to go after that mini. That is a sweet, sweet looking Wes Welker mini. A multiple-time Super Bowl winner with the New England Patriots of that 2010 iteration of that Brady and Belichick Patriots dynasty. One of Brady's favorite and most consistent wide receivers would go on to have a very good career as well, staying in the AFC later on in his career with the Denver Broncos. How about the former MVP of the National Football League and Marshall Faulk, 1999 Rookie of the Year, turned 2000 MVP. It didn't take him long for him to put his stamp on the league. That is a retro mini right there for the then St. Louis Rams. Very, very nice mini there. A guy who had a career cut way, way too short due to injury prowess, and that was Luke Kuechly. Decided to make his own personal decision, put his own life first, which is obviously most important to do. Him and Andrew Luck played in basically the same time period, same era. Both guys left on their own volition.
Yeah.
Basically, as soon as they turned 30, their careers were over. But I expect him to end up being the 3rd Carolina Panther inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Julius Peppers, Steve Smith, and then Luke Kuechly. Because, again, I look at him and Patrick Willis, Chinmay, as 2 guys that we grew up watching that were so abundantly dominant in that NFC. But again, they just had a much shorter longevity than we were hoping for in their NFL career.
Absolutely. And, while we're giving people a chance to get into some of these breaks, we do have 2 jersey personals that we can knock out here.
Sweet.
I haven't seen Dave or George in the chat, but I think we can just wheel it up for them and knock out these jersey personals and send those on their way while we get people getting into these breaks on the rest of the break page.
Awesome. Yeah. No, let's I'll wrap up the rest of these mini headliners for you guys, and we'll get into those 2 jersey personals. Chris Carter on a nice retro mini as well. Earl Campbell on a Houston Oiler. That'd be an AFC South hit for you guys. Andre Johnson, another AFC South hit. And then Donovan McNabb, who is that final secondary headliner in the QB room. He is a headliner on the Fly Eagles Fly Mini for the Philadelphia Eagles. Fred Warner and Rico Dowdle. We had Derek Mason go earlier. But Fred Warner and Rico Dowdle, Uncle Rico, headline this series. So let's get into those jersey personals. As you mentioned, we have Dave and George. Alex Andropoulos. By the way, any relation to you at all there, Michael? On the last name. So I know that Michael's last name is shortened in the chat, because I have seen him comment on Facebook before. So who knows? Maybe part of the new Refer a Friend, which, by the way, personally for me, I'll be very transparent. I know we're obviously doing another Refer a Friend, but I don't know what the item is yet.
Okay.
So, but we did have the giveaway last night. We had a record-breaking 32 referrals to close out 2025.
Very cool.
So
Very cool.
Keep that momentum going, guys. Dave, I'm gonna ask you for a number out there, my friend. You just choose a jersey number that is at the bottom of the screen for you. If not, then I'll end up spinning the wheel, and we'll figure out what your jersey personal is gonna look like. Let's see what we get. See what we got with that, and right on cue. Shout out to you. Shout out to Luke walking in with that. So, looks like that's what we're gonna have for our referral giveaway for what we got going on.
Is it Bo Nix authentic?
Nice. I mean, if you want to, can nothing wrong with burying that lead. I can check something here. Maybe we actually end up having a graphic. I'm sure we have that created if we have the items, so take a gander at that. Bo Nix, the second-year quarterback for the number 1 team in the AFC, just as everyone suspected, Chinmay, going into the year. That is something that I would definitely want to play for. Absolutely. So here you go, guys. This is what is going to be rewarded to somebody at the end of January. Again, this has been something that we've been doing for quite a while here at Ultimate Autographs. Again, we just had a Emmitt Smith giveaway, but this Bo Nix is absolutely beautiful, man. Really, really nice. Denver Broncos. You and I talk about this quite a bit with the Broncos lids, dude. You get that wonderful 5280 for the Denver elevation out there. Great signature, too, for Bo Nix. For Bo Nix 10 right there on the side. So simply what you guys end up doing here, the person that you end up referring, if it's $100 or more, a part of their first order, you get $50 yourself for referring them. And then in return, you're going to get your name entered as a chance to win this Bo Nix. So I'm going to end up spinning that wheel for Dave. Haven't heard anything from our guy Dave. That's A-okay. See here. Chinmay, if you don't mind me doing a favor, I'll grab the other jersey since it's next to me when I spin the wheel. If there's anything that you see on a graphic that I can pull up for that Bo Nix at all. See what we got here. It's going to be out of 30 for the jersey for my guy Dave. 26 people still going strong with us here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Going to go with box 27 here in the jerseys. Do not have 27. We do have 26 and 28. So first time going into the picker wheel. So 26 and 28, and it's already here for us. The boys left it for us last night. Let's see what we got going on. So just in case you guys are not aware, One of the only two ways that you can guarantee yourself a item here at Ultimate Autographs is buying out an entire break spot, or if you end up buying out a personal. So Chinmay, thank you, my man. Appreciate it. Thank you. We have an Adrian Peterson Rave Authentic and those can't miss Authentics, and pulling out the Adrian Peterson number here. So as we get that going on, let's see. Doesn't look like I have anything going on.
I don't see anything on the referral side.
Most important thing is that we have the link.
But we have it in front of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the most important. This does way more justice than any graphic ever could. So, Dave, good luck to you, my man. Let's see what you got a part of your jersey personal here. Oh, look at that. So this guy actually made a pretty big statement in a game that you and I just talked about. That recent Sunday night game, this guy had his first interception of the year, I believe, in that game for the Chicago Bears. It's Tremaine Edmonds. Tremaine Edmonds, the former, I believe, first-round pick of the Buffalo Bills. Tremaine Edmonds. Been with the Chicago Bears now for, I believe, this is his second season in the Windy City.
Yeah.
For the division-winning Chicago Bears. Won their first division since 2018. And Edmonds a part of a very nice linebacking core that they have with TJ Edwards as well.
I thought Edwards had the interception, right?
Was it TJ Edwards?
I think it was TJ Edwards who had the interception.
You might be right on that. The Bears, yeah, Mitch is probably going to correct me on that. If I think you were right. I think it was TJ Edwards that probably had that. Was that the pick six that started the game?
Pick six to start the game.
Yeah, then I think that was
TJ Edwards. Yes.
Yeah. Tremaine Edmonds, though, has been a great leader, a great captain for that Bears linebacking core. Really, really nice personal.
Tremaine Edmonds had 9 total tackles in that game. He was all over the place. So you're right to think that he would have been doing something in that game because he was. He just didn't have the pick six.
It's definitely leaving his imprint on the football field, to say the least. Now, one thing that Chinmay and I like to do, guys, after we're going to have George's personal coming up next while we have a little bit of downtime. We're also going to leave our imprint for the final time for the regular season as a part of our Ultimate Autograph Spread Picks. I'm gonna coin that going forward, the UA Spread Picks. I'm gonna have that going on. Chinmay and I have been doing that. Thank you, man. All season long. George, I'm gonna drop this in the chat for you. By the way, as well, at George 1 jersey number. So what Chinmay and I have been doing for really since, I believe, week one or two, we've started doing this.
Week 1.
Yeah. So
But we've done it since then.
So what we've done between him and myself, simply just taking 3 different spreads over the course of the NFL season. We cannot choose the same game, even if we obviously choose different teams. But there is the matching up right on cue. We're going to end up going back and seeing what we ended up doing. So I'm going to end up looking that up right now while we wait for give George a couple of moments here in case he is with us. And since you guys are with us, I see 25 of you beautiful people out there. Chinmay to my left, Rob Hill in the host seat here is where getting through a very enjoyable Saturday morning with all of you. Thank you guys for spending it with us. And don't worry, we're going to have playoff edition spread picks as well. So very excited for that. We're going to have a lot more limited options for that. So we're basically going to be getting the knife twisted on us.
That'll probably just be one game each.
I was going to say one. I think one would make one would be very, very fair. So let's go. I'm going to just go from each one of us here. So for myself, my top pick that I had was the San Francisco 49ers to cover 3 points. And it was scary. It was scary. It was actually the first regular season game ever where they went 7-7, 14-14, 28-28, and then 35-35. Or 21-21, 28-28, back and forth over the course of the game. And, man, they were matching each other tick for tack, but San Francisco pulled away at the very, very end. Where is the Weekend Warrior on the ticker? Let's see. That should be...
Probably was not put on the ticker.
So I got it here. Like it is in the second tab.
Oh, yeah. So it'll be the boxes will be there, but from the old tab. So just, yeah. It's not on the main ticker.
Yeah.
It's in a, yeah.
So let me see if you end up seeing that now. Let me see if you see that now, Johnny. It should be popping up. There it is, down at the bottom. It's about to go through, so... good call on that. And by the way, the Weekend Warrior guys are part of the Chase Wheel Spin. Johnny, we have not had a break yet.
3 to go in that single.
Yep, 3 to go in that single. 10 headliners, 14 boxes. Still good to go on that. So, speaking of good to go, we came into this this final week of the regular season, 27-19 for myself last week, 20-25 for Chinmay. I had that San Francisco -3. I had the this has been my wagon. I think that they should honestly rename this team the Houston Wagons.
Yeah.
I honestly think that I've taken them 3 or 4 consecutive weeks and they've covered every single time.
They're on a winning streak. They're on a 9-game winning streak, I believe.
They've been unbelievable, man. I mean, hey, ride the hot hand, right? Just like playing here in the UA Live Break Room. I took Houston plus 1.5, and they were able to come through. And then a team that really kept pace until the fourth quarter, and that was Carolina. I took them plus 7. They could not cover.
Yeah.
So a 2-1 week for myself. And for yourself, you took 3 favorites going with the Jacksonville Jaguars. You took the -5.5.
And they barely covered.
Right on the nose, baby. You took that right. Vegas knows.
Vegas knows.
You knew, and Vegas both knew together. So that was a great call by you, right on the dot.
The other picks were not so great.
The LA Rams not only did not cover by a 7.5 spread, they were upset.
Yeah.
At home by the Atlanta Falcons, and really the most Atlanta Falcons type of way. They lose the games that they should win, and then they win the games that you don't expect them to win. I remember early on in the year where they had that big time win. They dominated the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football, and I was like, okay, this might be what sets off, Atlanta, and they're going to be the team that's competing with Tampa Bay for that NFC South title.
Yeah.
And then obviously the injury to Penix came shortly after, and things kind of crumbled around them from that point forward. But I mean, Bijan, almost 200 yards on the ground. Not much you can do there. Headliner in that can't miss authentic series.
Yeah, and how about the Falcons now, actually, that win helping out the Panthers in a way? Because even if Carolina loses today, if Atlanta goes on to win tomorrow against the Saints, that creates a tiebreaker situation where Carolina ends up winning the tiebreaker. So even if the Panthers lose today, if the Falcons win tomorrow, Carolina would end up winning the NFC South.
A lot resting on the shoulders there of Atlanta to possibly play spoilers. So 21 and so you went 1 and 2, I went 2 and 1. So we are going to have a reset, by the way, going into the playoffs after this final week. So I'm 29 and 20, Chime 21 and 27 going into this week. And while we continue pouring orders, guys, again, I'm going to take a look back at the break page real quick while Chinmay and I have a little bit of downtime. We
haven't seen a number from George, so we can knock out that personal.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are 1 to go in that Weekend Warrior single, so we should definitely be able to get that done as well.
Very, very nice. I also see a lot of see some movement going on in that quad as well for the Authentics. We're down at 3 spots to go in that quad.
There. Yep.
So that's very nice to see. So we're going to end up getting into that personal, as Chinmay mentioned, for our guy George there. So going to end up spinning the wheel of good fortune. It's going to go to number 9. Number 9. Does not look like we have number 9, but 12 should be the closest we have, Chinmay. Awesome. Thank you very much. It's going to be for our guy George for his jersey personal. George cannot take this personal because he's going to get himself a guaranteed win. Because you got to be happy no matter what, my friend. And this is going to be a very, very nice Kansas City Chiefs jersey. It's going to be Duran Cherry. Duran Cherry with a great signature right there on the number 2. Get a beautiful cert card as well. I just love this Kansas City red, man. The red, yellow, and white color scheme. Really, really nice. Duran Cherry. Right there. So, write that up for our guy George. Both personals by the boards. And again, guys, that is how you can guarantee yourself a win here at UA by purchasing yourself a jersey personal for it's $189. But if you end up having your signature rewards club points that you guys have, we see a lot of
a bit of a discount.
Yeah, get a nice discount. I actually see a lot of people actually end up just using basically once they get to that 190 point mark by adding that up, they'll just use it on a personal and guarantee themselves a win, which is very smart, obviously. Because if you want to end up using a lot of the credit that you built up, you want to use it on a guaranteed item,
right?
A guaranteed win.
Right.
So, very, very nice win for our guy George. While I write this up, going to give some time to my guy Chinmay for his first round selection here.
Week 18 is always fun because you don't know who's going to play and who isn't for a lot of these teams.
Unfortunately, I feel like that's what kind of screwed you on that Green Bay pick.
Well, I didn't know the whole defense wasn't going to play.
Yeah.
So that's on me. Let's see. I'm going to go for the first pick. I'm going to go to a spot that, you talked about the Falcons and how they've been up and down and how they beat the teams that they're not supposed to beat, and they lose against teams that you don't think that they lose against. I think that the New Orleans Saints, who have been actually playing pretty well of late, Tyler Shuck has looked pretty good, at least looked good enough to be competing for the starting quarterback job next season when they inevitably bring in some sort of veteran to compete with him for the job. Or maybe they say, we believe in Tyler Shuck. We believe this is all real, and we're going to keep it rolling with him. But I'll take the Saints plus 3.5.
That's a good call.
Against the Falcons in that noon kickoff in a very underrated rivalry matchup between the Saints and Falcons. So give me Tyler Shuck and the New Orleans Saints to cover plus 3.5 against Atlanta.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, like for a team that I agree, like Tyler Shuck, if you end up looking at the overall volume numbers, nothing stands off the page, but by the eye test, he's actually looked very good. He's looked very comfortable. They transitioned from Spencer Rattler halfway through the season to Tyler Shuck, basically their journeyman rookie, essentially, throughout his college playing days. But it has seemed to have panned off so far for New Orleans as they look to pick up their 7th and final win of the regular season.
We are 2 to go now in the can't miss quad. 2 to go in that can't miss quad.
So this is tough. This is really, really tough. For what we got going on here, man, because I really do want to focus on the games that have a heightened level of importance for specific teams. Man, Houston favored by 10 with a 38.5 total is absolutely bonkers. You got Detroit and Chicago. That seems to be a pretty good looking one right there. And that's where I'm going to go, actually. I'm going to bear down with my local Chicago brethren. I'm going to back the Bears at home at Soldier Field. The Ben Johnson narrative, obviously. We saw how personal that matchup was between him and Dan Campbell the first time that they had that at Ford Field much earlier on in the year. But it's been a tale of 2 different seasons, Chinmay, since that matchup earlier on in the season. The Bears have won 6 out of their 7 contests at Soldier Field this season. And they're playing for seeding in the NFC playoff picture. Obviously, they have clinched the NFC North, so it is going to be interesting to see how things play out throughout the course of the game. If it ends up being a blowout, if they end up, let's say, leading, if they end up leading early, let's say like 21-3 at halftime, let's say that things go haywire for Detroit. Their defense continues to be a sieve. They can't get anything going on offense. I could see that Chicago could possibly rest some guys in the second half, but they have a lot to play for in this scenario. They want to make sure that they get more than just one game coming through Chicago in the playoffs. First time that they have had that opportunity, as I mentioned, since 2018. And Detroit, the wheels have come off completely for them defensively. And outside of pride, don't really have a whole lot to play for. How much are you really going to be playing Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Amon-Ra St. Brown this year? Yeah. Outside of maybe for performance incentives in their contracts. So give me Chicago with a lot more to play for at home against a really bad Detroit defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to a game that has importance. We saw the Bo Nix helmet here as a referral, and I'm gonna go to Denver in that afternoon window. The Chargers are not going to be playing most of their guys, and more importantly, not going to be playing Justin Herbert. Denver, meanwhile, wraps up the number 1 seed in the AFC with a win. It's a huge number, but I'm going to go Broncos minus 13.5.
Wow.
Against the Los Angeles Chargers at home.
I could see that being a 14-0 win. Yeah, I was going to say, a 37.5 total, so with a 14-point number, but yeah, like you said, I'm looking at some of the main guys that are highlighted on ESPN right now. Kamani Vidal is like the main highlighted Chargers player. So if that's any indication, and again, like you said, they're looking to lock up the number 1 seed for Denver, solidify. They're looking to go 8-1 at Mile High this year. 14-3 potentially for Denver. Looks like that's what they're going to move to, barring arguably the biggest upset of the season. Very unlikely that that's the case.
Right.
So let's see what Sean Peyton can do in his second year at the helm. Again, let's just continue to rock the theme of teams that are playing for importance. This head coach and this team quite literally make a living in their paychecks by beating the ever-living crap out of my franchise. We're going to take things out to Inglewood, out in SoFi Stadium, out in Lala Town in L.A., Give me the Rams minus 8.5 at home against my Arizona Cardinals. I believe I took the Rams earlier this season against Arizona in our spread picks as well. I think they were 7-point favorites out there, and they, again, handled them handsomely.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter home or road against the Cardinals. This is just an absolutely brutal matchup. My Cards are playing for draft positioning. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. We've lost 8 consecutive ball games. I think we've actually lost 9 consecutive games against the Rams, dating back to that playoff game against Kyler Murray and Matthew Stafford a couple of seasons ago. It's just a complete mismatch on all sides of the ball. And again, Matthew Stafford, he has that MVP case. Drake May right now is the odds-on favorite after his dominant performance that he had last weekend. Matthew Stafford's playing for that. The Rams also, they're playing to get into the playoffs. Obviously, we have that big game coming up against San Fran and Seattle going head-to-head. The Rams have a much easier-looking matchup on paper. They're looking to solidify a wild card spot at bare minimum on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, the Rams have already clinched a playoff spot, but they're looking for potentially to have seeding ahead of either Seattle or San Francisco. My last pick, as we get some more orders coming in, getting into that jersey break here. So that jersey is also now 3 to go as we start chipping away. My last pick, this is an interesting one. I'm going to go to... Neither of these teams have anything to play for. So I don't really know. It's hard to see the spread being what it is. I'm just going to go Cleveland plus 7.5 against Cincinnati. I just don't think the Bengals play Joe Burrow the whole way. And why would you?
It looks like Joe Flacco, according to ESPN, is the projected starter for what they for what they have in this game. So that makes it even more.
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
Great.
But I'll take Cleveland because Garrett will play for the sack record.
Exactly.
And
you know that
the Browns will go hard for most of that game. Yeah. So I'll take Cleveland plus 7.5.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know that they're going to try to do everything they can for Garrett to try to get him that sack record.
Yeah.
So, who would have thought that would be the the highest implication coming out of that game, going into Week 18. So, so your final regular season picks: New Orleans plus 3.5 on the road against Atlanta. Denver looking to pick up their 14th and final win of the season at home as 14-point home favorites, or 13.5, I should say, against the LA Chargers, resting all of their starters, and the Cleveland Browns getting 7 points on the road in Cincinnati. I have the Bears looking to move up in potential NFC seeding, covering 3 at home at Soldier Field. Same exact thought process behind the pick for the LA Rams, favored by 8.5. Then for my final pick, because again, I really want to stay with teams that have either seeding, head-to-head matchups, whatever it is. Give me the Sunday night game, because I asked you earlier, Baltimore and Pittsburgh. You're leaning Baltimore in that game. I didn't really go into my synopsis all that much when it came to that game, because I wanted to save it for now. Give me Pittsburgh plus 3.5 at home against Baltimore. Reason being for that, whenever you have two teams that I think are very, very even in terms of talent, in terms of coaching, I think that this is going to be a classic grit and grind AFC North game. Aaron Rodgers, despite his advanced age, Chinmay, he's played in so many big games in his career, especially huge games down the stretch of seasons. I really, really trust him to at least be. He's only gotten picked off 7 times this year. Mm-hmm. He's done a great job at limiting turnovers, and I think this is going to be a possession game at the end of the day. Lamar Jackson, yes, Lamar Jackson has dealt with 5 different injuries this season. No exaggeration. He has been on the injury report for 5 different iterations of injuries. He has not looked like the same Lamar Jackson this season. Yeah. The Baltimore Ravens defense, despite DK Metcalf being out, they're still very, very frail with their defense. So I think they're very vulnerable. And do I see Baltimore winning this game? Yeah, they absolutely could win this game. It's up for anyone. I think it's a 50-50 game, but I don't see this being decided by more than one possession. So that's going to wrap that up for me, and hopefully we got some breaks to wrap up.
Looks like,
because we do have 2 now I can see in that quad box for that authentic. So let's get that wrapped up, guys, for that first quad, that authentic series. 2 to go on that Weekend Warrior. And
it looks like the Weekend Warrior should be closed.
All right.
I'm going to double check this.
And if that is the case, if that Weekend Warrior is indeed closed, guys, keep in mind that is the Chase Wheelspin. In case you guys are tuning in for the first time today with Chinmay and myself, close to about 10:45 here Central Time. Hopefully we end up getting a lot more orders coming in. I can see 27 of you lovely people joining Chinmay and myself here on a...
Okay, so the Weekend Warrior is now 2 to go.
Okay.
I think there was some confusion as to who was actually in there from the last weekend. So
okay,
it's 2 to go now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say having that carryover from last weekend into this one. Keep in mind, guys, with that Weekend Warrior, with that being on the precipice of breaking, also with the jerseys, 3 spots to go there. Again, great ratios for probably the 2 series that we're emphasizing the most here this morning. 14 boxes, 10 total headliners. O.J. Simpson being included in that alongside Bo Jackson. The triplet signature of Smith, Aikman, and Irving for the Dallas Cowboys. The general and Bobby Knight, the all-time great Indiana Hoosiers head coach. The 13 signatures on one sweater. Don't think I've ever seen anything like it here at UA. 2 Hall of Famers on there as well, including Brett Hull and Mike Modano for the Dallas Stars. Jackson Smith-Njigba, the NFL's leading wide receiver this season. He is available in this series as well as a photo headliner. And then going into the hardwood, Larry Joe Bird, the Hick from French Lick, the 3-time MVP. Chinmay, the last player in the NBA to win 3 consecutive MVP awards from 84 to 86 was Larry Bird. And the guy who should have matched him in that honor and eventually would have won 4 straight if it was not robbed from him was Nikola Jokic in 2023. I will never ever forgive voters for giving that award to Joel Embiid. All respect to Joel Embiid. He had an all-time great scoring season, but Nikola Jokic should have 4 MVPs, to say the least. Talk about a guy who got a lot of top 5 MVP votes in his day, Alonzo Mourning, Zoe, the original Zoe. As much as I love Lonzo Ball, nah, that's not Zoe. Alonzo Mourning is Zoe. The Hall of Famer, the 9-time All-NBA player, former first overall pick of the Charlotte Hornets, and eventually Miami Heat great. I'd be willing to bet that's on a Miami Heat jersey.
Yeah.
His, not a very big fan of, they had a very ugly divorce between him and Charlotte. So I don't think he'd be doing too many signings for Charlotte these days. You could definitely say the same thing about Dennis Rodman and the San Antonio Spurs. Do not ask Dennis Rodman what his thoughts are on the San Antonio Spurs. Do not ask me that, because if I say that on air, I will be fired. So that will be on a Chicago Bulls jersey.
Bob Boulay always chiming in with some cricket chatter for me on Saturday mornings. Bob, I am not lobbying for a T20 cricket series break, but the T20 World Cup is coming up in February, so I will be following along for that.
Nice. Very cool. I mean, hey, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
I can agree with that.
Kind of like potentially quadding up in this series. Anything is possible for that. So as we wait on either the jersey, as we wait on the Weekend Warrior, what's in particular, if you were buying into this quad, which by the way, guys, an absolute highway robbery of a steal for value. 2 spots to go in this first quad that we got, guys. We still have 18 headliners. We have the Calvin Johnson, this bad boy here. Went to a newbie in Faith Coates. Just 1 spot, got her $101 purchase for this beautiful Calvin Johnson Rave Authentic. What series what division do you have your eye on in this quad box?
So I only see one quad opportunity with the NFC East. Emmitt Smith, Saquon Barkley, the Taylor Strahan double, and then the prime Sanders Cowboys. So that's the only quad that I see on the board. I do see some triple ups, though. You got Ray Lewis, Troy Polamalu, and Myles Garrett in the AFC North. Then you do have Jonathan Taylor, or that would be a double up. But you have Jonathan Taylor and Peyton Manning in the AFC South. AFC West, I only see Genty. Oh, Genty and John Elway would be the AFC West double up. So there's only one quad opportunity and one triple opportunity, but there are plenty of double up opportunities for the other divisions where you can go to. Adrian Peterson and Amon-Ra in the AFC or in the NFC North. You have Gronk and Bijan in the NFC South. Don't see anything in the NFC West to go along with Puka. So that would be one where you're only looking at the single. So Puka would be the only headliner where there is no pairing in the NFC West, at least among the headliners. But everything else looks like there is at least one double up, maybe even triple or quad opportunity.
I would even argue, now this could be a little different version of this, Chinmay. Could I possibly argue that I could have a quad up with 2 helmets? With the Dan Marino and then the tri-signature from Kelly Reed and Thomas?
Yeah, possibly, yeah. 4 signatures.
4 signatures, 2 helmets, but again, 4 signatures if you want to throw a little technicality in there. But I can see that we got some more orders coming in.
Now we're one to go. Now we're one to go in the Weekend Warrior.
Awesome. So for that Weekend Warrior, again, guys, I will just pull up those. Again, 1 spot to go. Get that buzzer-beating Chase wheel spin for you guys.
It is the best series in terms of headliners. Headliner ratios. 10 headliners left in 14 boxes. So you're looking at what, 5 out of 7? So that's almost 70%, little over 70%. 71.4% chance at a headliner in the Weekend Warrior. Not to mention, 1 spot here would set us up with a wheel spin, so we would get that $1 to $100 wheel spin on the gift card at the end for everyone that's in the break. So top spot draw there in the randomizer. But yeah, Weekend Warrior, let's jump in and get this started here on Saturday, and hopefully we can close this thing out by the end of tomorrow so that we don't roll this over into next week. And I see that Brett Kelly jumping in to the Weekend Warrior and closing it out. So we will have that Weekend Warrior ready to go, and we can get a wheel spin in and hopefully give away a headliner hit with one of these jerseys here in the Weekend Warrior. And that's probably going to be, unless we can get that quad closed out in the can't miss, this will probably be how we wrap things up here. A very eventful 9 a.m. show. We'll get these names into the wheel spin as well for you guys, so we can get to that once we are good to go on that Weekend Warrior jersey series. Again, headliners left in this series: O.J. Simpson, Bo Jackson, the Dallas triple sign jersey with Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, and Troy Aikman. Bobby Knight on the General, the Indiana jersey. The Dallas Stars 1999 championship team, 13 signatures. Rob talked about how he's never really seen that many. We did have a University of Michigan football jersey with J.J. McCarthy and I believe 8 other signatures from the national championship team, but I have not seen 13. So 13 on a Stanley Cup final championship team. That's definitely something with Mike Modano and Brett Hull included in those 13. JSN, the network, Jackson, Smith, and Jigba on the jersey, also available. Larry Bird in the warm-up jacket, Nikola Jokic on the jersey, and then Alonzo Mourning, Dennis Rodman, secondary headliners in this Weekend Warrior series. We're also 2 to go in that jersey series, so we can potentially knock that out as well. Potentially chip that down. That would be, so we've done three jerseys, so that would be 7 jerseys left. And the only 2 headliners, but the ratios there slowly getting pretty good as well. With the headliners, it was 2-10, now 2-7. So one more jersey goes and no headliners, you're looking at a 33% chance, which is back to where the standard would be a little bit over 33% when we start out the series. But that's about where the headliners are, headliner ratios are for these series. So yeah, we got the Weekend Warrior jersey number 9 ready to go.
Let's do it.
And so we got a wheel spin as well, which we can head into potentially after this break.
Perfect. Thank you there, Chin Man. Appreciate it, brother. Looking forward to that. Thank you very much. And see some newbies in here getting ready for this Weekend Warrior singles. So it's going to be the Weekend Warrior. Let's see here.
Oh, and we'll do the can't miss quad. We'll do the can't miss quad because that just closed out.
Love it. Who closed that out?
That'll be Donald Sigrinia.
Thank you, Donald. Big round of applause for you in the chat. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, I just gave him crickets in the chat. Definitely does not deserve that.
Yeah, you don't want that. But yeah, we will do that quad as well. In the can't miss.
I'm gonna go to the randomizer here for you guys. Nine times around we go today. Thank you guys so much for closing that out. Anytime we can get a quad of any variety in a show, very appreciated. Bob said heading out, have a good show. Heading up to the Rock for Puck Drop Devils in Utah. See ya. Thank you, Mr. Boulay.
Thank you.
Good luck to the Devils and Utah. I saw that the Rangers had a great win last night. So enjoy your hockey festivities today. 13 for that weekend warrior. Okay. Let's do 13. I'll get that off the ticker. Should be available. Rangers undefeated outdoors. They should play all their home games in Central Park. Yeah, part of the Winter Classic, right? Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. Yeah, the Winter Classic is an awesome staple every year in the NHL. Really, really wish that I got more invested in the NHL, Bobby. It's such a great sport. I really only honestly get more invested into it once the postseason comes around come April. Because postseason hockey, thank you, Chinmay, it's so undefeated. It's one of the most exhilarating sports that you could watch. Just the tense, anxious moments. I have a close hockey game in April, May, and June. Nothing like it. Kind of like nothing. I say the same thing about this weekend Warrior break as well. Which, there we go. We got Brian Lee. Welcome in, Brian. Saw your first time playing today, your second break that you're a part of. Got that Cowboys, Bulls, and Capitals spot. Lindsay Awal in the Broncos, Hoosiers, and Canadians. Again, welcome in. I got that Bobby Knight spot there for you, Lindsay. Very, very cool. Alfredo Lisiotto. Good to see my guy, Alfredo. With the Stars, Bills, Giants, and Sonics. Karen Reagan with the Hawks, Nuggets, Dolphins, and Cardinals. My guy, BK. Celtics, Carolina, Pittsburgh, and Philadelphia. Angie Nielsen with the Buccaneers, Cubs, Heat, and Phillies. John Narvaez with the Bengals, Sixers, Kings, and Warriors. And he has the White Sox, Seahawks, Islanders, and Pistons as well. Good luck, everybody. And then as Chinmay mentioned, we do have that quad coming up. Bring this down a little bit here. There you go. All right. Well, you and I talked about this guy quite a bit. And I mentioned that he is the greatest rebounder of all time. Pound for pound, the Worm, a 5-time NBA champion with the Detroit Pistons and the Chicago Bulls. As the great David Aldridge would said about this guy, the greatest on-ball defender he has ever seen in 30-plus years of covering the sport, and I would have to agree with him. The Worm, Dennis Rodman, all heart and hustle, the most versatile defender, I would definitely say, in NBA history. Huge reason why the Bulls were so successful in the 90s, and a huge reason why we got some first-timer magic, who's got to be a big fan of the Worm, and Brian Lee taking home this absolutely gorgeous Dennis Rodman. I get jealous of a lot of people all the time, Chinmay, but it's usually for other reasons. I'm very jealous of Brian because of how gorgeous this jersey is. This is an awesome hit. Yeah, great hit, and of course, Dennis Rodman. Not necessarily the most gaudy accolades in terms of NBA players, but everyone knows, if you're an NBA fan and a sports fan, everyone knows who Dennis Rodman is. Brett Kelly saying he was hoping for that one. Big Bulls fan, but great hit, Brian. Todd saying any headliners left in the jerseys. Todd, Ray Lewis, Jim Kelly left in the jerseys for headliners. Jim Kelly is indeed left for that. Speaking of headliners, we had this pulled on a single earlier in the Can't Miss Authentics, and something tells me it's not going to be the only one that we have, as we have a quad coming up. So secondary headliner there for the Rod. 13 boxes, 9 headliners left in that weekend warrior. And as Chinmay mentioned a little bit ago, that is also going to be a chase wheel spin for us as well. Yep. So for what we got going on here, guys, as we hit that 11 o'clock hour, no problem, Todd. Happy that Chinmay and I can help you out. I'm going to ask for 4 numbers here in just a second. Going to randomize you wonderful people and see where we end up. What hits are left in the QB room breaks? Good morning to you, Clayton. That's going to be the Jared Goff Speed Flex and the Donovan McNabb secondary headliner. We have 4 boxes left. And we have a brand new series coming up after that. So we have 4 spots left in that quad. Chinmay in that quarterback room the last time that I checked. Don't know if that's in the same status, but
yeah, that's 4 to go. And we did just close out the jerseys, so we'll do the jersey break after the quad here.
4 numbers for the can't miss quad number 1. Jersey break coming up as well. Jim Kelly has been a popular talking point for that jersey, the all-time great Buffalo Bills quarterback, and understandably so. So I'm going to be looking for 4 numbers from Michael Arnett or our guy in Edward Bronco, 3, 4, 9, and 23 for the quad. Appreciate that. And he also put, he specified what series it is for. So I really appreciate that, Ed. Thank you very much, man. Those box calls are valid. Brett said I'm tapping out my money, went into the helmets yesterday and did not win any of those except for 2 jerseys, so I'm done for a while. Understandably so, BK. Obviously, money management's the most important thing, dude. Definitely don't stress yourself or stretch yourself more on your budget, dude, more than you have to. So it's all good, BK. Hopefully you can still tune in and keep tapping in with us because we appreciate you being a part of the community, dude. So 3, 4, 9, and 23. Ticker is now updated for you guys. 3, 4, 9. Thank you. Mitch said, I'm trying to hit that dang Jim Kelly or something Bears. Keep chipping away at it, Mitch. Keep chipping away at it, buddy. Let's see what you got on that jersey. How many spots do you got? You got that 1 spot, my man. So looking for that AFC East or that NFC North coming up. So
23's back here.
Appreciate it, dude. Thank you very much. So Michael Arnett, you got that NFC North, NFC East, AFC North. Donald Sangrinia, as Chinmay alluded to, closed out this series. Thank you, Donald, in the NFC South and the AFC East. Edward, you got that AFC West, AFC South spot. And Brian Muller, AFC West. Watch out, guys. It's been new person luck all day today. New person mojo, as we like to say here in the UA Live break room.
Yeah.
Going into this, we now have 18 headliners and 33 total boxes. So, again, 4 boxes coming up in the squad, 18 headliners. Very, very good chance we could see 4 headliners go here, Chinmay. That's what I'm hoping for. Good luck to everybody. Mitch, if you want a Dan Hampton Bears mini and want to trade for it, let me know. Let's see what we got here. First one. First of 4. Well, I talked about how we could go streaking in the headliners, and that's exactly what we are going to do. And speaking of streaking, this guy's going to be running around like a chicken with his head cut off tomorrow, going after the quarterback. And Chinmay could certainly appreciate this because he needs this team to cover 7 points in his spread pick. We're going to be going with number 95, the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, on a gorgeous Lunar Authentic. That's the Cleveland Browns superstar Myles Garrett. Makes his way onto the table in the AFC North. Michael Arnett taking home the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year and the eventual single-season sack leader in the NFL.
Yeah, great hit for Michael. And Michael is not done yet because now Ray Lewis, Troy Polamalu, they come out. We're looking at potential triple-up opportunity here for Michael Arnett with that AFC North division.
Well, you know what the saying is, man, where there is smoke, there is fire.
And Michael is also in the East and North. So he could be a multi-time winner here, even if he doesn't get in the AFC North division. He's got some other spots as well to potentially, quad up, if you will, with 4 different helmets across divisions.
I hate to continue to be cheesy here, man, with all these sayings, but you pay to play.
Yeah.
You pay to play, and that's why you end up, the more spots that you end up getting into, you just naturally increase your chances. And this is exactly why Chinmay and I have been saying all morning to get into the quad, because there are just so many headliners, guys. The chances of you guys not getting them are actually way more slim than you think. So that's box 3. Let's see what box 4 has in store for us here. It's going to be hard to top Myles Garrett, but we still got a litany of great options here. Fuglin said, I love the signature with the smile face in the 5. Yeah, he does do that from time to time. Oh, it's some of his signatures, so.
Taking a page out of
Charles Haley's book, and oh my God, who did I pull yesterday that also had that too? That adds the smiley face in it. I can't think of his name. He's a current player too, and I was like, whoa, this guy actually signs with the smiley face. If you guys can help me out with that, feel free to let me know. He is the dog pound in Cleveland. Yeah, he is the top dog, no doubt about that. I have his speed flex and looks beautiful. Congratulations, big dog. Big dog Arnett is very, very true. So, again, one thing that you guys... This is honestly very, very shocking that this is not a headliner, and you'll understand here in a second. This is freaking gorgeous. So, one thing that we also like to talk about a lot here is actually 90s movies. For example, one of my favorite 90s movies, Chinmay, starred the very famous Michael Keaton. You might have heard of him. He played this guy by the name of Beetlejuice. And basically, Beetlejuice saying that, hey, don't say his name, don't say his name, don't say his name, because something is eventually going to happen that you don't want to have happen. And that's exactly how everybody is feeling right now about Michael Arnett, and for you, because you just had to say that an AFC North double-up is possible. And it is. But it's not with the headliner. It's with the guy that's going to be a future Hall of Famer and a former Triple Crown winner.
Wow.
Look at this. This is a hidden gem slate authentic for Steve Smith Sr. How is this not a headliner? This is absolutely fantastic. Michael Arnett, you are definitely going to have to ice up, son, because this is an absolutely gorgeous hit. I would honestly say that this is my hit of the show.
I'm surprised that that's not a headliner, just given the aesthetics with the gold on the slate. Wow. Wow.
The gold alone is just amazing, man. Yeah, again, I thought the only slate we were going to have was that Josh Allen that wasn't even in the show. It was the lone single that went last night, but Michael Arnett right now, and you just mentioned the possibility
this
of the...
This tells you how good this series is if Steve Smith Sr. is a hidden gem.
And you just talked about it with Troy Polamalu and Ray Lewis being the double-ups. Not so fast. Now the quad-up is definitely in play for Mr. Arnett.
Quad is in play.
Buy a lotto ticket, brother. Yeah. He could get a triple with the Troy Polamalu. Yes.
Triple with Polamalu, but there's also Ray Lewis.
You could quad up?
He could do a quad. Quad is possible.
And who knows? There could be maybe a Bengal lying in the
hidden
weeds
gems,
too, for all we know.
There's a Chad Johnson hidden gem or AJ Green hidden gem,
which is possible.
Who knows?
Hey, Steve Smith is a hidden gem.
Yeah,
that wouldn't put it up. Maybe a Chris Collinsworth hidden gem.
Okay, yeah,
that would be that. No, that would be sick. That's right. He could get a quad. Yes, indeed. Well, now usually most hidden gems don't make the table, but that's definitely an exception right there. So, Michael, I'm gonna keep your hot streak alive, my friend, because you also got, a lot of people call a quad up like being in the same division. To me, if you get 4 wins, you get 4 wins. Yeah. You still got that NFC East spot as well there with that Saquon Barkley. That's up and available in that series in the NFC East. The Emmitt Smith is still available. Man, the Taylor Strahan.
And the NFC East is actually the original quad.
Yeah.
Among the headliners. Only quad among the headliners.
Yeah, so this looks like a... might have to rename this the Can't Miss Arnett series. After this, Arnett's Authentics. I like that. If he pulls that try, I might lose my mind. Polamalu is a great hit. Well, you're not going to have to lose your mind over Polamalu. But I think everybody else in this break is going to lose their mind. Specifically, my guy Donald over this guy. I hope you're enjoying yourself, Donald, on this Saturday afternoon, because it's about to get a lot better. Gonna get one of the best, not just quarterbacks, but players in NFL history. The face of the Miami Dolphins on a gorgeous, lunar, authentic. It's Dan the Man Marino. In the AFC East hit, going to our guy Donald Segrina. Absolutely awesome hit. You got the beautiful aqua teal signature there for the Miami Dolphins. Multiple-time MVP winner, Super Bowl attendee. Unfortunately, his Miami Dolphins could never reach the pinnacle of getting back to the Super Bowl after Marino's historic sophomore season. Again, he had 2 5,000-yard campaigns in his career. One of the greatest players of all time.
How about the Dolphins now? It looked like at one point that things were just going to completely fall apart in Miami.
Yeah.
The Dolphins have put it together a little bit. Now there's a real possibility that Mike McDaniel is coaching the Dolphins again in 2026. Looked like that was not going to be happening, but it looks like he's going to get another shot at it. They would love to have Dan Marino come back and be a quarterback for them, but it looks like that's going to be Tua Tagovailoa for 2026. But they would love to have Dan Marino come back.
Dan Marino
and
quarterback
that team.
Tua, Dan, Tua. I mean, Tua is making a lot more money than Dan Marino ever did.
For sure.
That is definitely for sure. But yeah, I think Mike McDonald's job is definitely safe. Yeah, I think that he has a lot to thank for Devon Achane and the season that he has had. It's so weird to know he never got a ring. Yeah, I know. He's probably the guy that when you think of guys to never win a ring, never win a championship in the NFL, he's probably the best player to never win it. He's at the very top of that list.
Definitely at the top of the list.
To say the least. And DDS24688 said, awesome. That's got to be our guy, Donald.
That's Donald,
I'm sure that's you. So, Donald, congratulations to you. I know you got that NFC South spot as well, and that AFC East. You're still in great position for that triple up for those Buffalo Bills as well. You want to talk about another great quarterback to never win a ring? Jim Kelly as well. Let's see if he gets pulled out here. Now, we also talked about great headliners, guys. This is why you play in the quad. 3 boxes, 3 headliners, or excuse me, no, 2 headliners.
2 headliners.
I'm so blown away that Steve
One
Smith
headliner worthy item that was a hidden gem somehow.
Wow. Dude, this series is loaded, bro. This is not a headliner either. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. Pardon my French there, but you understand it. You'll understand that in a second. Well, now for me personally, just because Christmas is over does not mean the season of giving has to stop. We've seen this not just once, not just twice. We've seen this now for a 3rd time today. Give a big round of applause to the new guy in the chat, Brian Mueller in the AFC West. He's going to be taking home a former MVP running back as a hidden gem. It's Marcus Allen on the Oakland Raiders. The Raiders, the former MVP running back for the Raiders. One of the best running back peaks of all time.
Yeah.
A guy who unfortunately had his career hampered by lower body injuries. We get him on a lot of Raiders memorabilia, sometimes some Chiefs stuff. But again, Marcus Allen, a former MVP running back, a guy that was considered, one of the GOATs of his era.
Yeah.
Him and Steve Smith being hidden gems is just absolutely crazy. So, very cool hit there. Congratulations, Brian. That's a great first-time pull, man.
Great hit as a new customer. We basically pulled 4 headliners, but only 2 were officially headliners.
That's what it feels like. Yeah, I know that I'm going to be messing it up all next show talking about the headliner issue. Be like, no, I swear Marcus Allen and Steve Smith were headliners. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
And because I like these guys so much, Marcus Allen is getting his just due
We'll keep him out
as well. Absolutely. Dan the man, though, you can come back to your rightful place. You take that product cam spot there. So just so you guys know, let's see here, because I do need to fix this a little bit, though. This has been messing with me today. Because I got this jersey break coming up for you lovely folks next. This is going to be a handoff jersey number 17. But before that, I'm going to end up doing this chase wheel spin here.
All right.
Then we got that together, and then we'll close out with that jersey.
Sounds good.
So now that we got this together here, and thank you, Chinmay, got that list together. This is going to be for that Weekend Warrior single that occurred. Nothing else ended up getting broken into, correct? Okay, gotcha. So we're looking for this 9 times to go around, and you guys will be eligible for some UA credit going back your way. 8 times around John Narvaez. Are you going to stand on top, my friend? And he will. John Narvaez. Johnny boy. Johnny River. Feel free to start on any number 1 through 100. You know how this goes by now, my friend. Feel free to let me know. If not, I'm going to start on numero uno. So shout out to you, John. Had 2 spots in that Weekend Warrior. So feel free to let me know as that is going on. I will get ready for this handoff jersey number 17, guys. Really, really fun show. We got a quattro. If you guys are just tuning in, left to right, Dan Marino, Steve Smith Sr., Calvin Johnson, Chinmay, Marcus Allen, and Miles Garrett, quite literally going left to right. Handoff jersey number 17. Now, if you want Chinmay and I to autograph anything, no, that would be... Dude, I was actually joking around with Jeff about that the other day. We should have an Ultimate Autographs staff exclusive series. That'd be, yeah. We can each have like a random item that we sign, and then the people at home get to choose what item it is. It could be like, I don't know, something that we have like that we use here at UA. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So that'd be kind of funny. We could do like a 25 box series for that. I know Robbie Lopez has given out a signature before per request due to Robbie's rampant popularity here. I'll wait for that 1 jersey number. John, I haven't seen anything yet, my friend, so I'm going to give this a nice spin-orama here. This is going to be for your Chase Wheel Spin money for the day, and it's going to be a pretty good one. $46 for John Narvaez.
Pretty solid.
Yes, you should all sign some UA gifts items that you can buy online. Yeah, no, that'd be, honestly, yeah. I think that'd be a really good idea there, Foog. Gonna have to reach out to the higher ups and see if we can make that bad boy work.
All right, Chase Wheel Spin taken care of. Sent on John's way.
Way to go there, Johnny boy. I know I'll definitely be seeing you back here, my friend. I would be down for one of those for sure. Diehard fan, Fuglin.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely love to see that.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be the last time that the wheel will go into use, guys. Going to use this for the jerseys, and then Chinmay and I will step aside, get ourselves recalibrated and resituated after this jersey break. But really good show, man. Really good show. 29. Looks like we do not have 29, but 26. We'll go for it. Maybe throw into it what they refer a friend item. Yeah, that actually. It's not a bad idea.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Not a bad idea at all. Like the sound of that. So let's see how this final cookie crumbles for you guys. Again, a lot of first timers. Absolutely love to see it. Hopefully you end up getting rewarded for this, guys, here in the UA Live Break Room. Gonna randomize this for you, folks. 9 times around we go for the divisions. Bada bing, bada boom. We got Scott Torana in the NFC North and South. David Grove in the NFC East. Mitchell out in the NFC West, looking for that hidden gem item there for you, buddy. Joe Bolano in the AFC North. Todd Palma in the AFC South. Kurt Harmul in the AFC East. He's got that Jim Kelly spot. Another new guy, Magic?
Possibly.
We shall see. And then David Grove in the AFC West. Joe, you got that Ray Lewis headliner spot in the AFC North. Good luck to everybody. Rob, the next item I win, while UA Live Break Room, I do want your signature on the box when it comes in, my man. I will make sure that happens, my friend, especially if it happens here with a show of mine, of course, that you're tuning into.
Yeah.
Hell, tune in. I mean, buy into something today, Foogie. Buy into something tomorrow. I'll be back here with Alex, as you know, on Sundays. I will be here all weekend long, my dude. NFC West, I'll take it. Got my cards in there. My cards connection, Mitch. Even though we share a cards connection, I could not manifest an Arizona Cardinal for you in here, my guy. I really wish I could. Instead, I'm going to be bringing out a guy who intimidates most, but I think he's going to make this guy very, very happy on a Saturday afternoon. No better way to close out a unbelievable morning show with a headliner hit from the two-time Super Bowl champion, the former Baltimore Ravens great, number 52, Ray Lewis. Photoed headliner hit, one of the last two that we had, and it looks like, even better, we got ourselves a stat jersey.
Oh, hell yeah.
We have a stat jersey, so one of the rare occasions where my stubbies are actually going to pull a jersey out here. I don't like to, the reason why, if you guys ever wonder why, specifically, I do not like to pull out jerseys, is because the folding in here is done so well that I do not like to mess up the folding in here. But stat jerseys call for special occasions.
It's a big stat jersey, too, because it's Ray Lewis.
It is a CVS Pharmacy receipt level of accomplishments. Ray Lewis, 13-time Pro Bowl, 13-time Pro Bowler, 7-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, and the 2018 Hall of Fame class inductee. Ray Lewis, baby, what a hit for Joe, and what a hit indeed. So, that's a great way to leave things going into our afternoon show. And with that being said, Chinmay, Todd said, nice, that's what I was looking for. Want to trade? What's your team? Yeah, by the way, if you guys do trade, obviously you guys can do that IRL with Mr. Joe Bellano. Hold on to that bad boy. Yeah, I certainly would there, Fuglin. So, Chinmay, my man, we got 5 lids up on the table. If you want to throw in the Ray Lewis jersey, you can, since it is literally on the table. But what are your hits to show? 5-1.
We'll go Ray Lewis jersey, or we're not including the jersey, right?
No, it's up to you if you want to.
All right, we don't need to include the jersey. I'll go Marcus Allen 5. I'll go Myles Garrett 4. Steve Smith 3. Calvin Johnson 2. Dan Marino number 1.
Nice. No, that's a good list. That's a really, really good list. Yeah, I'll go Allen 5. It's just right away it's tough. But I'll go Garrett 4. Steve Smith. This is where it gets really hard. You know what? I'm gonna make a shocking decision here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Calvin Johnson 3, Dan Marino 2, Steve Smith Sr. 1.
Okay.
Because of the gold lettering.
Yeah.
The gold. I'm joining we ended with a flock. Number 1 is the flock for me with the Ravens.
I will say, if this was purple and gold, it would probably be number 1.
Fair enough. I got good respect for the slate there, but the gold signature just really makes it stand alone.
Does pop.
Todd said I got a Sap stat jersey. That's a very fair trade. Sap for Lewis, that'd be very, very nice.
Yeah.
You know what's also been very nice? The lovely Breakers and Brady Cats that have joined us. Still 29 lovely people with us here on a Saturday afternoon. Let's continue the good vibes, man. Let's get that gravy train rolling. We still have so many more boxes left in that authentic series. We have 29 boxes going into the 12 o'clock show on that quarterback room. As soon as we get that quad closed out, guys, we were going to have that brand new Diamond Series, 30 boxes, speed flexes and authentics. Justin Jefferson, LaDainian Tomlinson, Joe Namath, just to name a few speed flexes that are headlined for just $103 in that Diamond Series. If any of those lids interest you, please make sure to buy into that QB room. This is going to be not our last time signing off. Chinmay is here for 2 more editions of some UA Live Breaking Fun. My last show of the day is coming up next. Anything that you want to say before we step aside?
No, let's keep it going at noon. Take a quick break and keep it going at noon.
Let's keep it rolling, guys. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch for the final time. for this morning show. Make sure to turn on that notification bell, like the video, helps us a ton here at Ultimate Autographs. That's Chinmay on the ones and twos, doing a great job. Rob Hill, usually in the host seat, standing next to the host seat for you guys. But we will be back here in just a little